How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? Let's see. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How's everybody doing? We just starting the live. Trying to turn my music up. Trying to. Okay, here we go. How we doing? How we doing, folks? It's Kelley. You just joining us. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, like we do each and every day, pretty much, except for Sunday. Well, we're about to go. This is our last week. This is our last week where we're going to go all the way through. So next week will just be Monday through Friday in the morning time, 8:30 a.m. Central, or 8:30 a.m. Eastern time until noon. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Like I said, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as we do each and every day. What do we talk about on this channel? What do we talk about on this page? We talk about all things, if you're first time joining us, we talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar. Is diabetes a condition that you got to have for the rest of your life, or is it something that you can get rid of? That's the question. Can you get rid of this thing, or do you have to have it for the rest of your life? And that's the question we're gonna that's what we're gonna unlock today. We're gonna figure out how to unlock this code to diabetes freedom, because there is a code. You want to know what that code is called? That code is called your lifestyle. Because type 2 diabetes, here's the thing about it. It is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Mostly your diet. It's mostly your diet. So with that being said, you make some changes to your diet, like some big changes. Change your fuel source, and man, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit on what you can do. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. If you just joined us, we just started the live. Just started the live a couple of minutes ago. No sound. Hold on. No sound. It's been saying, hold on. Man. All right. Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. You can hear me. Okay, good. All right, man. So y'all didn't hear anything I said. Okay. It's all good. I was just introducing myself, saying how y'all are doing. How are y'all doing? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as I do each and every day, Monday through Saturday. This week this is gonna be our last week going on Saturday. We're just gonna be Monday through Friday after that. But here's what we talk about. My name's Kelley. If you're just joining us, obviously my mic was muted, so I'm starting all over from the beginning again. But I was just we just started it live, and I was just saying, hey, how y'all doing? I'm coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. Here's what we talk about. We talk about all things insulin resistance. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes. We talk about all things erectile dysfunction. So if you're suffering from any of that, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, man, that's all forms of insulin resistance. You probably heard the stories before, like, hey, listen, once you get these conditions, you can't get rid of it. I thought PCOS wasn't reversible. I thought that erectile dysfunction wasn't reversible. I thought type 2 diabetes wasn't reversible. Well, folks, all of those conditions are reversible due to this little thing called insulin resistance. You fix the insulin resistance, man, you fix everything. You fix everything. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to uncover. We're going to uncover, is type 2 diabetes reversible? Is this something that you got to have for the rest of your life? Once you get that diagnosis, hey, do I have to have this for the rest of my life? And let me answer that for you. The answer is a resounding no. It's a resounding no. You do not have to live with this condition forever because it is a totally preventable and reversible condition. How do I know that? Oh, because I was diabetic myself, had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy. I don't have any of that anymore. So, folks, that's it. Those are the cold hard facts. That's a fun fact. Okay. Fun fact of the day is type 2 diabetes is reversible. Fun fact of the day. So do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Are they struggling with, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, insulin resistance? They've been on the meds forever. They want to get off the meds, and the meds are just kicking their butt. Share this live over there with them. Let's see. I got a couple of questions. Let's see if we got any questions. Yep, no sound. You can hear me. All right, cool. Good morning. I would like to join. If you'd like to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that link is more about it in my description or in my TikTok bio up here. So click right up here. Click on my picture again. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use the discount code ESCAPE. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Good morning. Good morning, folks. I'm from Connecticut, and doctors told me different. Yeah, I'm sure doctors tell you different. Okay, they will tell you different because that's the limitation of the medical world. Here's the thing: if you come on my live, you hear lots of people telling all their stories about how they're reversing this condition and how the doctors have taken them off of their medication by just hanging out for 2 weeks, actually, in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's why. How do I know that that's not necessarily the case of what your doctor said? Your doctor told you different. Well, let me tell this to your doctor right here, okay? So you say, how do you explain that? It says, how do you explain that? Right, let me make sure that that's turned around, mirror my screen. How do you explain that? That's the question. That's called diabetes. That's called heart disease. That's called being obese. That's me. That was me several years ago. That was me. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. As I stand before you today, there's no more diabetes. There's no more heart disease. There's no more obesity. As I stand here today, look, I'm wearing the same clothes. So this is what you tell your doctor. How do you explain that, doc? We love doctors. I love the doctors. But here's the thing. When it comes to a lifestyle-related condition, it is your lifestyle that caused the condition, and it is your lifestyle that's going to get you out of the condition. That is how you do it. How do people ask, how do you do it? That is how you do it. You have to change your lifestyle. In what area? Stress management, activity, eating, and sleeping. Stress management, activity, eating, and sleeping. It's an acronym. PACE. You got to maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those 4 areas right there, you got to master. If you do not master those 4 areas, I promise you, you can take all the metformins and the Manjaros and all of that stuff that you want, and it's not gonna make a damn difference. not gonna make a damn difference because you didn't get down to the core of the issue. And the core of the issue was you weren't maintaining your pace, stressed out, weren't being active. If we knew how important activity was, we'd get up and move, right? Eating, we were eating a bunch of crap, which we're going to talk about today. And then finally, we weren't getting any sleep. We weren't sleeping like we were supposed to. And as a result, we weren't getting the effective sleep. And as a result, blood sugar started to rise, insulin started to rise. Next thing you know, type 2 diabetes. That's how it worked. So what did I do? I just reverse engineered that whole process. When I got prescribed the medication, I just said, you know what, doc, I appreciate the offer. I'm going to reverse engineer the process. And that's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Yeah. So yes, it's very reversible. How do you lower high level of blood sugar? Good morning. By what I just said, which we're going to talk about: having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Now, how do you lower your blood sugar? It's predominantly what you're eating. It's a whole bunch of stuff, but it's predominantly what you are eating. That's what's causing you to have the high blood sugar. That's what we're going to talk about next. Here's what we're going to talk about, folks. We're going to talk about what is the game that we're playing when it comes to type 2 diabetes, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. It's through the power of your food. I'm going to tell you that much. It's crazy. It's all about the money. Yeah, it is about the money. That's how to keep their doors open. You're absolutely right. Fasting, iodine, potassium. Okay. Stress is a big one. Stress is a huge one. Good morning. Stress is the major one. Okay. What do you recommend for breakfast? A savory breakfast. We're going to talk breakfast, but a savory breakfast. A protein, a fat, and a non-starchy veggie. Protein, a fat, non-starchy veggie. That's called a savory breakfast. Do you take supplements? Yes. A methylated multivitamin. It's called a methylated multivitamin. Everybody should take a methylated multivitamin. Stress raises cortisol. It does raise cortisol tremendously, and cortisol will set you all the way back. You're absolutely right. You get up in the middle of the night because your blood glucose is high. Yeah. You're on that blood sugar roller coaster. What did you have right before you went to bed? Did you have something super junky right before you went to bed? Could be the reason. How do you reset your blood sugar? By hanging out with me in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint for 14 days, which 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, and they get amazing results. So 14-day blueprint. Same blueprint. You saw the pictures, my before and after pictures. I'm going to put you through the same process that I put myself through. All right. And everybody else goes through. It's a blueprint. You follow it, your blood sugar will go back into you will get off the blood sugar roller coaster. You will get control over your blood sugar once again. It's been people in the challenge who've dropped their from a 400 to a 150 in 14 days. Blood sugar. Drop their overall A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Crazy. If you want to join the challenge, it's more about it. If you want to learn more about that challenge, it's linked in my bio. And use the discount code ESCAPE. How do you correct the dawn phenomenon? You can't correct it. All you can do is improve it. Because the dawn phenomenon happens to everybody. So it's all about getting your insulin right. Insulin resistance. We got to bring the insulin resistance down. That is the cause of everything. So everybody has high blood sugar in the morning. It just depends on how insulin resistant you are. How do you correct the dawn phenomenon? Yeah. We'll talk more about the dawn phenomenon. I got you, man. The dawn phenomenon, guys, going crazy. How do you correct the dawn phenomenon? You put that in there a lot. Yeah. It's called getting off the blood sugar roller coaster. Again, everybody has high blood sugar. It should Should be between, your blood sugar in the morning should be between about 70 and 100 when you wake up in the morning. But if you got the dawn phenomenon, it might be closer to that 100. Everybody's going to have high blood sugar. Why? It's because overnight your body releases adrenaline. Your body releases cortisol to tell you to wake up, to have energy. That's why you have high blood sugar in the morning. Everybody does. But if yours is really high with the dawn phenomenon, it's because you are insulin resistant. Then the question is, how do you fix insulin resistance? Oh, you fix it through your diet and lifestyle. Specifically, your diet. Eating clean, whole, unprocessed foods predominantly, most of the time. Real, whole, unprocessed food. What's high? What's high as far as what? Blood sugar in the morning? Anything over 100. Anything over 100 in the morning is considered high. Yes, anything over 100. It should be between 70 and 100. If it's above 100, the second it goes above 100 and it's starting to stay in there consistently, 109, yeah, see, 109 is in the pre-diabetic range. So anything 100 to 125 is pre-diabetic. Anything over 125 is considered, you're now a diabetic. Sorry, just joined, no doubt. My A1C came back to 6.5, and the next day it came back 6.3. My doctor said I'm pre-diabetic still, yeah. So if you go one time and then they come back again at 6.3, yeah, you're still in the same range. 5.7 to 6.4. 5.7 to 6.4 is in the pre-diabetic range. That will equate to your blood sugar being about 100 to 125 when you wake up in the morning. Do you suggest using continuous glucose monitor? Yeah, a CGM is great. If you've never used a CGM before, it is an amazing piece of tool and an amazing piece of machinery, because it will tell you how your body is responding depending on the type of food that you're eating, also and depending on the time of day. So yeah, CGM is great, man. Go get yourself a if you can get yourself a CGM, get yourself a CGM. It'll tell you a whole lot about your body, especially when you sleep. And you see that graph. If you get the one with the graph, so you can actually see the graph, it'll blow your mind. Blessings to you as well. Thank you to you and your family. You learn how to eat. You do learn how to eat. You have to learn how to eat. That's what you have to do, right? That's what I teach my clients. I teach my clients what to eat, of course, but specifically more so how to eat. How to eat. What's the challenge? The challenge is a 14-day blueprint. We talk about how to eat. So what I teach them, how to eat. In the challenge, it's designed to get you outside of your comfort zone. The challenge is a nutrition blueprint. It says if you eat clean, real, whole, unprocessed foods for 14 days in a specific order. What are clean, whole, unprocessed foods? Vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, aka beans, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh. These are whole, unprocessed foods. Steak, eggs. These are the foods you eat in the 14-day challenge. We just teach you how to eat it. And at the end of those 14 days, your blood sugar is going to look a whole lot different. You're going to stabilize your blood sugar, as many people have done. So that's what the challenge is. The challenge is designed to get you outside of your comfort zone for 14 days and eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. And to show you what can happen in as little as 14 days. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. ESCAPE. That is the discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How do I get in? You get in. Here's where everything is. I'm going to show you where everything is, folks. It's linked in my bio, my TikTok bio here. So if you click right up here and then you click on my picture again, You see that link right there? That link says Linktree. There it is. There's the quiz. Go take the quiz. Take the quiz, folks. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass, absolutely free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula, absolutely free. So go download that. But then finally, right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which folks are asking about. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for folks who are ready for change. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. You're like, listen, I'm ready for serious change, and now is the time. That's if that's what you're saying, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a 14-day blueprint. It says if you follow this 14-day nutrition blueprint, many people have done, over 300 people have done, you're going to get the same results as they got. What is that? Getting themselves off of the blood sugar roller coaster. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. People drop their drop their blood sugar from a 400 to a 150 in 14 days. Okay? From a 366 to under 100 after doing a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Taking off of their medication after doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? It's $99 to join this challenge. But if you use that live discount code that I was telling you about, it's ESCAPE. Use that live discount code ESCAPE. You join challenge for 20% off. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But again, if you say, yeah, listen, I ain't ready for the challenge yet, there's a lot of freebies on there as well. Like I said, there's the quiz, there's the master class. These are all free stuff. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. There's a PDF on there. It's like Disney World, folks, for folks who are suffering from type 2 diabetes. That link in my bio. Why? Because I know a thing or two about diabetes is because I did have diabetes. So I had diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, as I showed you from the pictures. So that's why I designed the link that way, to be Disney World, folks. Let's see. Let's get back to these questions. How'd I get in? I have been 5.6 for over a year. I use the CGM. If I have any sugar at all, it is bad. You're 5.6. You're right on the cusp. So I'm sure when you see that CGM, it'll blow your mind. 81 is high. My 81 is high. My A1C is high. Oh yeah, if your A1C is high, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There have been people who have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days and taken off their medication. I'll say that again. You're quite welcome, Kentucky K. Trying to fix my husband's diabetes. But here's the thing, Sarah. That's great. It's commendable. But when it comes to diabetes, there's only one person that can fix it. And it's not their doctor. It's not their spouse. The only person that can prescribe themselves this medication, it's called lifestyle medication, is yourself. You are the only person that can prescribe it for you. Because here's the thing. They have to want to do it. If they want it, they'll do it. If they don't, if you want it for them and they don't, then that's a problem. They've got to want it. So if he wants it, you tell him to join that challenge. Okay? Sign him up for that challenge. If he's ready, you sign him up for that challenge. We're going to take him outside of his comfort zone for 14 days. And by the end of that 14 days, he'll realize that it was the food the entire time. I cut out sodas, energy drinks, and processed foods. Amazing. That's amazing. You cut the crap. I call that cutting the crap. Carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. So amazing, Faith. How do I get satiated? Well, how do you get satiated? Well, in the morning time, you fill up on protein. You start your day off with a savory breakfast. Prioritize protein in the morning. So in the morning, a Say like whatever protein you prefer, whatever you I don't tell people what protein to eat anymore. So whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's chicken, whether it's tofu or tempeh, fill up on protein with a veggie on the side. Make that your breakfast. So it could be fish and asparagus with an avocado. That's a savory breakfast. You start starting your day off like that. You'll start getting satiated. Hey, I'm 5.2. Okay in the morning? Is 5.2 okay in the morning? Or are you using a different metric? What metric are you using? Because if you're talking about in the morning, that sounds like an A1C of 5.2. But if you say in the morning, that's not your morning blood sugar. Let's see. I'm type 2. I'm type 2, struggling bad with carbs. Yeah. If you're struggling bad with carbs, it sounds like your body needs a reset. If your body's been telling you for a reset and begging you for a reset, you should probably listen to it. Where's the reset? Oh yeah, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is designed specifically for that. Cravings. On the challenge, cravings typically go away about 5 to 7 days. Those are the reports. When we get the reports back, 5 to 7 days is when the cravings start to go away. If you want to join that challenge, if you're ready to escape, keyword, that's why the discount code is escape. You ready to escape? Okay, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Diet and exercise has my A1C. Diet and exercise has my A1C at a 5.1. That's it. That's it, Kimberly Gray. That's it. Kimberly Gray has it at a 5.1. Where was it before? That's the question. Where was it before? Because that's it, folks. You can take all the medication that you want. You can take medication until you're blue in the face. You can take the Manjaro, just like this pen, the Manjaros, all of that stuff. You can take it until you're blue in the face, but it really won't matter until you change your diet and lifestyle. Here's why. Because like I said earlier, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. If you fix the diet and lifestyle, meaning how you're managing your stress, how you're managing your activity, your eating, and your sleeping, those 4 areas right there, and alcohol, how you managing alcohol, you drinking a lot of alcohol, okay? Those 4 areas, right? 4 areas plus the 5th. I go over that in the masterclass. In the free masterclass on my page here. Register for the masterclass where I teach you that lifestyle medicine formula. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Here we go. More questions. Somebody gave their number. Okay. Manjaro is the best and fastest. No, here's what the best and fastest is, Tawana. Tanya. Here's what the best and fastest is. It is called lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Okay. Then we can talk about the medication, because here's why. It was the diet and lifestyle that caused the condition. So it's the diet and lifestyle that can get you out of the condition. You can take Manjaro until you're blue in the face. But if you don't fix your diet and lifestyle first, okay, you're just spinning your wheels. The second you stop taking Manjaro is the second the weight is going to come roaring back like a fierce lion. The second the A1C is going to shoot back up like a rocket. Why? It's because it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. I have and if you hang out with me during these 14 days, I'm going to show you the power of lifestyle. Show you the power of nutrition. Show you the whole time that we were talking about fastest. Show you the whole time that it was actually what you were eating that's causing your condition. And it's the fastest way to recovery. Is what's at the end of your fork. And I'll prove it to you in 14 days. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. I have a mother and 2 siblings that are diabetics. Yeah. That's unfortunate. The question is, Thomas, are you guys doing anything about it, or what's the plan going forward? Because here's the thing. Diabetes is no joke. If it runs in the family, here's the thing about genetics, family genetics. It is your genetics that will set the stage, but it's your lifestyle that will steal the show. Is turkey bacon safe? No. No, it is not. No, it is not. Trying to help them for years to get them to understand it's all about the food. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Thomas. That's it. It's all about the food. Turkey bacon. Somebody said, is turkey bacon safe? No, it is not. It's a group 1 carcinogen. Turkey bacon. So whether it be turkey bacon or whether it be regular bacon, they're both group 1 carcinogens. And you do not want to eat a group 1 carcinogen, folks. What about protein drinks like Fairlife? No, is that like the Ensure and all that stuff? Nope. That goes in the crap category, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. That goes in the crap category. Nope. What's helped by, say, satiated? It started my day with a bullet coffee. How you feel about that? Starting your day off with a bullet coffee? I don't know what a bullet coffee is. What do you mean by bullet coffee? But I assume you mean some type of coffee. Coffee is going to be fine. It's with the stuff that you put in your coffee. And it's how early you have your coffee. If you have your coffee too early, say like before you go into the sun, then that's a problem. Go out into the sun first. Wait about an hour, then have coffee. It'll change the game for you. I promise you it will. Escape. Yes, that is the discount code, ESCAPE. To join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's normally $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, when you sign up, when you sign up for the challenge, right there, click right here and right here. Here's the challenge. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, it's normally $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that live discount code, ESCAPE, you join your challenge for 20% off. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where over 300 people have joined this challenge. Hang out with me for 14 days. I promise you it's different. It's been people who have been taken off of their Manjaro in 2 weeks. It's been people who have been taken off of their metformin in 2 weeks. There have been people who have lowered their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks. There have been people who have lowered their A1C 2.5 points. Or Janet came on a couple of days ago. She's 80 years old, lowered her A1C 1.5 points from an 8 to a 5 to a 6.5 after the 14-day challenge, and she's 80. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Only thing that matters is your body wants to heal. You give it the right food, you give it what it wants, which is proper nutrition. You give it that, and I promise you on everything, the simplest way I can say it, it's the best form of medicine that there is, because the food is the medicine, and then the medicine is the food. That they're one and the same. The food, oh yeah, it's the medicine. The medicine, oh yeah, it's the food. They're one and the same. The second you realize that, I promise you, the second you realize that is when you'll gain great power. When you realize it was the food. That's all it was. I've been battling this thing for 10 years, like she was. Got taken off her medication after 10 years. Okay? 2 weeks versus 10 years. You do the math. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. Uh, yeah, it's not a joke at all. My sister passed away 2 years ago from this same condition. But here's the thing, in her sleep. But most people think that it's a joke. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance is the most serious condition that there is. The most serious condition that there is. When you talk about a hemoglobin A1C, no. That is the high, that number is the most important metric every time you go to that doctor. So, no, it's not a joke. Trust me. I know. Count me in. If you are ready, if you are in, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. If you're in, who said that? S Bashab. S Bud Ashab. Yeah. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Is equal okay to put in your coffee? No, it's not. No, it is not. It is an artificial sugar. You do not put artificial sugar in a real body. You've got a real body. Type 2 diabetic is a berry smoothie, and type 2 diabetic is a berry smoothie and 2 hard-boiled eggs a good breakfast. Berry smoothie, 2 hard-boiled eggs, good for breakfast. As long as you're putting in that berry smoothie, prefer you not do the smoothie first thing in the morning. The 2 eggs, okay, great, that's savory. But if you do the smoothie, make sure that you put yourself a healthy fat in there. Maybe like maybe some almond butter or maybe an avocado. If you decide to do the berry smoothie, just don't do the berries by themselves, because that, my friend, is going to send your blood sugar. There's going to be no resistance, little resistance. Explain how going in the sun first changes coffee for my body. Help me understand. Well, that's I'm going to give you the short answer. It's called your circadian rhythm, right? When you go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning, everything is dictated by the sun and the moon. So your hormones are dictated based on the sun and the moon. It's called your circadian rhythm. It means about 24 hours. So every 24 hours, something happens with your hormones. And in the morning time, you want as much cortisol as possible. That's the energy hormone. So you go out into the sun first thing in the morning. Instead of getting your coffee and all that, you go out into the sun and then let that sun hit your eyes. That is called natural energy. Your cortisol will automatically rise and it'll max out quickly. In about 30 minutes, it's going to max out. So that's why you want to wait an hour after you go into the sun to have your coffee, because you want to let your cortisol max out first. So you get that natural energy first instead of the false energy from the caffeine. You feel me? Okay. That's why. Use berberine, and now I'm registering not even having diabetes now in my blood. Yeah, berberine's great. Berberine's great. Berberine's not the end-all be-all, but it is a great tool to use. The end-all be-all is what's at the end of your fork, but berberine is an amazing tool, and I'm glad that it helped you and it worked for you. My levels are in the 80s. Yeah, if your levels are in the 80s, amazing. I'm going to sign up for the challenge. If you're going to sign up for the challenge program, yeah, use that discount code, the live discount code, ESCAPE. It's $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge when you use that discount code. And it's normally $99, but use the discount code ESCAPE. You join the challenge, $79. I don't even show any signs anymore of diabetes. I had it for 11 years. Yeah. If you get serious about changing some stuff, you make some serious changes, that thing will go away, folks. Here's the thing. If you want off the meds, you've got to ditch the someday and step out of your comfort zone. You might say, someday, man, someday I'm going to do it. Someday I'm going to change. Someday I'm going to get my life. Someday I'm going to get off of these meds. But here's the thing. Fair or not, someday never shows up. Fair or not, for a lot of people, someday never shows up. Like I told you, I lost my sister 2 years ago due to this nasty condition. This is a nasty condition. This thing is like a ninja. It's like a silent assassin. Like I said, for a lot of people, someday never shows up. There she is, Jazzy. Jazzy, it's been a while. How you doing now? We want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. I tell people about this story all the time. Jazzy's on the live. I tell people about your story all the time. Most amazing story I've ever heard. You were taking off your medications. Which medications were those? You were taking, and how long had you been dealing with this? 3 years? 10 years? Sorry, 10 years. You've been dealing with these chronic health conditions, and now then the doctor took you off your medications? We want to know an update. Give us an update, Jazzy. Jazzy took her A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, by the way. Okay? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So when you get off of the parasite in your pancreas, then what? You still blame food? Food is the ultimate culprit for everything. It's the ultimate for everything. No, my husband takes, okay, good morning. Hold on, I missed a couple. My husband had type 2 diabetes. We cut off carbs and sugar and started fasting 17 hours a day. He had it. Keyword had, right? Something had to change. That's amazing. Shout out to you and your husband. Good morning. Do you think you can get rid of type 2 diabetes? No, I know that you can get rid of type 2 diabetes because I did it myself, and there have been many other people who have done it. Many people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have been taken off of their medication. Yeah. How do I know that? It's because I did it myself. It is a lifestyle-driven condition, meaning it was your food, mainly your food, that's caused it. No, my husband takes no insulin anymore for the past 7 months. Shout out to your husband. Stevia, monk fruit, or other sweeteners, what is the best? Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. What can I do to get it down? Number one, it's what's at the end of your fork. Change what's at the end of your fork to real, whole, unprocessed foods. As much as predominantly that. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. That's what's got to change. Because it's the diet that's causing it. So that's what's got to change. You start there, which we're going to talk about next, clean eating. We'll get you right. Stevia, monk fruit. Yeah, it was the allulose. That was the other one. Yep. My bullet coffee consists of organic. My bullet coffee consists of cooking oil or silver or organic butter and blended. I literally stay. Okay. What can be done to get rid of type 2 diabetes? It's going to take some work. It's going to take work in those specific areas. Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Until you conquer those 4 areas, diabetes will persist. Until you conquer those areas, that is going to persist. All right. When you say reset, are you saying that you can eat white rice or potatoes and not get sugar spikes? And when I say that on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, those spikes that you were having before, all of those blood sugar spikes, the endless roller coaster, the ups, the downs, I'm saying you're going to get yourself off of that roller coaster and make yourself more insulin sensitive. So yes. If you eat rice after the challenge, is it going to go up? Yeah, it's going to come back into the normal range. Because over the 14 days, we made you more insulin sensitive. Are you going to be eating rice on an empty stomach? Hell no. You ain't going to be eating rice on an empty stomach. If you decide you want to go back to eat rice, it ain't going to be on an empty stomach. It ain't going to be by itself. You're going to have to pair it with something, though. You're going to have to pair it with a healthy fat or protein. That's the only stipulation for you to have your rice. Okay? Let's see. Stevia, monk fruit. Yeah, allulose, boss. Okay. Can you speak about exercise? Interested. So if you're interested, if you're ready to join that 14 day, I'll never be off insulin. Well, tell that to, I'm going to answer. There's a lot of questions. Hold on. Bitter melon works well for me as a type 1. Okay, fantastic. Interested. If you're interested, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You're going to escape the matrix. I'll never be off insulin. Can you speak about exercise to look for on YT, please? Here it is. Exercises to recommend. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I'll never be off. Let me address that. I'll never be off insulin. Oh, if you'll never be off insulin, you're type 1. Yeah, you're correct. You'll never be off insulin, Rhonda. If you're a type 1, so you didn't say that before. But I thought you were talking about type 2. Yeah, type 1, there's a difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 1, insulin dependent. Type 2, insulin resistant. So you're absolutely right. But you can also make yourself, even though you'll have to be on it for the rest of your life, you can make yourself more insulin sensitive. You can make yourself as insulin sensitive as possible. Where does that start? Oh yeah, it starts with the food. Exercises to recommend on YT. The one that you will do, you can just put in on YT, you can just put in home in the search, home workouts. In-home workouts. You can just put that in and you'll see a whole gang of them will come up. Best exercise in the trampoline jump in about 30 minutes. It's full of workout. Yeah. Yes. Jazzy. Yeah. I'm not doing as well. You're not doing as well? Oh, man. What happened, Jazzy? Sounds like it's time to come to beyond the challenge. Sounds like it's time to go beyond the challenge, Jazzy. Right? You started out amazing. It's been a while. Sounds like we need to keep the party going. Cortisol elevated, much stress. Yeah, a lot of stress. Yeah, stress is a monster. Stress is a monster. Having that peaceful mind, whoo, it'll set you all the way back. Stress is the great equalizer. Cortisol is the great equalizer. If you do not get your cortisol level right, first, it's predominantly what you're eating. Well, we'll accomplish that. It's predominantly what you're eating. Let's just say that first. But stress is a close second. When it comes to those pillars, stress, man, it's a very, very close second. Why? It's because when you're stressed, your body releases stored blood sugar. Your body releases stored, so where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if you're not getting your stress under control, yeah, it'll set everything back. How did you do that? How did I do what? Reverse my condition. Lifestyle first, medication second. Getting those 4 areas of my life right. Having a peaceful mind, aka stress. Having an active body. Clean eating, effective sleep. These 4 areas, I'm telling you. These 4 areas. If you do not get these 4 areas right, stress will, it's a great equalizer. It'll literally cancel everything out, literally. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Hold on, let me do my little thingy over here. Hold on. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Let's see. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Signed up for a consultation and a call from you. Okay, great. You signed up for a call. You can sign up for a call as well. Once you take the quiz, you can sign up for it. It'll give you the option to sign up for a call. Do that as well. After the 14 days, we could eat bread and blood sugar won't spike. I'm not saying that it's not going to spike. What I'm saying is you're going to make yourself hella more insulin sensitive. Because you're not out of the woods yet. This is just the beginning. It's a long process to totally reverse the insulin resistance. It's going to take a few months to totally, like 3 to 4 months to totally get rid of it. 2 weeks is just going to show you what can happen when you lock in. You lock in for 2 weeks, it's going to show you exactly what's going to happen, what can happen. So that's what the 14 days is about, getting you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. What's the challenge? The challenge is a 14-day blueprint. It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint for 14 days, you're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. We're eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. It's designed to take you outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. You do that for 14 days, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. It's been people who have, as Jazzy did when she did the 2 weeks, her A1C went from an 8 to a 6, and her doctor took her off her medication after 14 days. So it's mostly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you are eating. But like I said, coming in at a close second is stress. Okay? Coming in at a close second. Do what? 14-day challenge is right here. So click right up here. Click on my picture again. It'll take you to the challenge page. Right here. Here's the challenge page right here. Click that link. There it is right there. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $99, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code ESCAPE. You will be escaping the matrix, right? The blood sugar matrix, the up, the down, the roller coaster. None of that. We're done with that. I just signed up. Okay. Looking forward to the lifestyle change. Okay, Cynthia. Shout out to you, Cynthia. You were the one who signed up. Cynthia has accepted the challenge. Shout out to you, Cynthia, for accepting that challenge. Weight training, clean eating. We're talking about clean eating coming up next. I'm trying to get to all the questions, man. It's a lot of questions. If I can't get to your question, I'm sorry. There's a lot of them. Is the first thing I need to do is also have gastric? No, the first thing you need to do is make a lifestyle change, right? Lifestyle first, medication second. Where is the challenge link? Click right here. Click on my picture again. And then right here, last time. Let me show you real quick. There it is. Click right there. There it is. Boom. Yeah. So it's linked in my bio. Weight training, lemon water works. Lemon water is great. I got me some lemon water right here somewhere. Where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. I got me a little lemon in here. Got me a little what do I got in here? A little lemon, little mineral salt, right? A little mineral salt, a little pink Himalayan sea salt, and some electrolytes. Delicious stuff right here. Uh-oh, hold on. It says I got to do the little map thingy. All right, here we go. Jazzy says, I'm working on stress management. I measure at 6.1 with glucose meter, caregiver for disabled fam. Yeah. So yeah, it went from what was it, an 8 to a 6, now it's a 6.1. Yeah, that stress is a monster. Stress is a monster. Yeah. But shout out to you, Jazzy. Wonderful job. Yeah, wonderful job. Blood. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Shout out to you, Cynthia, for joining that challenge. Tips for decreasing stress. Here's the thing about stress. Number one thing that you can understand about stress is that you cannot control the outside factors. You cannot control what's going on the outside. You got control over three things. Those are your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. Those are the only three things that you've got control over. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. Anything outside of that is outside of your control. Second, you realize that is when you gain great power. That's when you gain strength. When you realize that you can only control those three things. So the prescription is this, the 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the three things. It's a prescription. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's the prescription for decreasing stress. There's a more, but that's just a little bit. Can weight training get glucose in blood get deposited in muscles for as glycogen? Let me make sure I'm reading this question right. Can weight training get the glucose in the blood deposited in the muscles as glycogen? When you're using your muscles, you're getting rid of all. You're taking all of the muscle. You're taking all of the blood sugar out of the bloodstream. Muscles are hungry. The thing about muscles, they're hungry. What are they hungry for? They are hungry for blood sugar. So the more you move in your body, the more it's being uptaken by your muscles. They don't need glucose. I mean, they don't need insulin. Muscles don't need insulin to enter the cells. So moving your body is very, very important. Weight training, hitting the weights is very, very, very important, especially if you're suffering from insulin resistance. How's Celtic salt? It's delicious, right? It's the same thing. Celtic salt, you can do Himalayan pink salt, right? I mean, either one. How to reverse glycation? It's the same thing, right? Your lifestyle, you got to take a blood sugar shower. How you take it's called a blood sugar shower. All right, you're using the fancy words, glycation. For everybody who doesn't know what glycation is, it's basically how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin or your blood to your blood cells over the past 3 months. How much sugar has been stuck to it. And the more sugar that you've got stuck to your hemoglobin, aka your blood cells, your red blood cells, the faster you're going to age, or the faster you're going to glycate. And the faster you're going to check out of here. So how do you get rid of the glycation? How do you knock the sugar off? Is by taking a blood sugar shower. What is that? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. And cutting the alcohol out. Those lifestyle changes right there will reverse glycation. Will start to knock that sugar off of your hemoglobin and bring life back to your body, add years back to your life. Tar, what do you mean, Jazzy? Tar. Yoga is great. I don't like yoga, but yoga is great. But here's the thing, you should do yoga. I should do yoga because I don't like it. And you should do things that suck. I think yoga sucks. I don't like bending my body all kind of ways and be like, I don't like that. And it lasts for like an hour and a half. An hour and a half of straight up torture is yoga. But yes, if you love yoga, do yoga. Do something that sucks every day. Let's see. Yoga. You're very informative. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you for saying that. So let's get to the board. You know what we haven't done today, folks? We haven't even gotten to the board yet. We've been going. I don't normally sit down for like an hour. I sit down for an hour and holler at you and answer all your questions. But right now, since there's no more questions, man, we're gonna get up here to the board and we get ready to talk about this game that we're playing. The game of a lot of people are asking about glycation. Like, what the heck's a glycation? Let's talk about that. And let's talk about how do you reverse this condition? Glycation, how do you reverse this condition, all that stuff. Let's talk a little bit about that. Is diabetes reversible? What do you have to do? Since we got a lot of folks asking about stress, let's talk about that. Let me make sure. I'm lifting my boards up over. I'm lifting my cameras up over here. One's a little bit too high. Hold on. All right. Let's talk about it. Lifestyle medicine. So how you doing, folks? My name's Kelley. If you're just joining us, and if you're new, put a new in the chat. We didn't ask that today, but if you're new, throw a new in the chat. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, where we talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar. How do you get the blood sugar right? That's what we talk about. But here's the thing. To get your blood sugar right, you got to take, how do you reverse the glycation? You got to take what's called a blood sugar shower. And you're like, well, what the hell is a blood sugar shower, Kelley? All right, here it is. The only way to get rid of this diabetes is to prescribe yourself some medication. Now, I can't prescribe you this medication. Your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Okay, got a couple of new folks. Cool shirt, thank you very much. The doctor can't prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. You are the only person. Your wife can't prescribe it for you. Your dad can't. Your spouse can't. You can't do it for your hubby. You can't do it for your kids. Only person that can do it is you. And here it is. It's called lifestyle medicine. Because here's the thing. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Okay, then we can talk about the medication. But the main thing that you got to do is you got to maintain your pace. Here's the prescription that you got to prescribe to yourself. To kick diabetes for good, you got to maintain your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You can take the medication until you're blue in the face, until your face turns blue, right? You can take that medication till you're blue in the face, but it ain't gonna matter at all because you ain't maintaining your pace. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. Maintain your pace. First part of the lifestyle medicine formula that you got to prescribe to yourself is having a peaceful mind, which we've been talking about, right? We've led up to this. Stress management. Stress is a monster. It'll cancel everything out. I promise you it will. It'll cancel everything out. You could be working out, you could be eating, you could be doing all that stuff. Why? Because stress, cortisol, is the great equalizer. Here's what I mean by that. When you're stressed, your body releases adrenaline. And when we're adrenaline, there's cortisol. Cortisol gets released. And when cortisol gets released, It tells your blood sugar, it tells your liver to release stored blood sugar, aka glycogen. I know people are using big words on here, but glycogen, stored blood sugar from your liver gets released. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Isn't that crazy? Wherever blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Like I told you before, you cannot control what's going on in the outside world. I referee basketball. Basketball season's getting ready to start next week. I got my first game on Monday. I'm back out there on the court, high school basketball, right? Everybody's yelling at me, ref, you suck. Coaches are yelling at me. The whole gym's yelling at me. It's a stressful environment. Could be. If I didn't have a peaceful mind. I know that I can't control the crowd. That's why the cops are there. They can say whatever they want to say unless they get out of hand. That's what they say. That's why the cops are there. They handle that. I just say, hey, cops, get this person out of the game. I can't control them, though. Say whatever you want to say. But some of my co-officials, they get shook. They get shook because the crowd is going crazy. People like, we're in a bad neighborhood. They're going to get us afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't worry about that stuff because I got a peaceful mind. So that's the thing. Here's the prescription in peaceful mind. Like I told you before, if you weren't able to write it down before, write it down now. But it's the 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. Those are the 3 M's. Now you gotta yell for the cops if somebody gets on the court. Tell them court, hey, get this person out of the game. They're wilding out. So that's just part of the rules. That ain't being shook. That's called having a peaceful mind. Right? Because if I let the crowd get to me, then I'm really stressed out. Like my blood sugar's going crazy. I was already a diabetic before. I don't need the extra stress. You feel me? So meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Stress. The A stands for active body. Having an active body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Having an active body is super, super important, folks. Why is it so important? It's because if you're suffering from high blood sugar, if you're insulin resistant, moving your body, being active and not being a couch potato is going to be one of your best friends. When human beings were created, folks, you see how I'm moving around like this? We were designed to be active when human beings were first created. There was no Netflix when human beings were created. There was no Game of Thrones marathons when human beings were created. So we had to move our body. We had to be active. So it's been part of our prescription for 1,000,000 years. But we often fail to cash in on it because of our comfort zone. The comfort zone, folks. We got to get outside of the comfort zone. Do something that sucks every day. And if moving your body sucks, do it. Here it is. It's all about finding something that you like to do, though. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to be a world-class athlete. But you do have to move your body, especially if you are insulin resistant. Because you've got a lot of blood sugar. And muscles love blood sugar. You go figure. They're like a match made in heaven. The more you move, the more blood sugar those muscles soak up. And the less you got to use insulin. Crazy, right? So 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. That's the prescription. Moderate intensive movement means if you're on a treadmill, it means you can talk, but you can't sing. You can talk, but you cannot sing. If you're on a treadmill, you can sing like if you're Whitney Houston, then that's a problem. It should be right in that little gray area. You do that 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And check this out. 5 days a week, you know what that means? That means you still get weekends off. You still get weekends off 5 days a week. Okay? The C stands for clean eating. Now, this part of the formula, the lifestyle medicine formula that only you can prescribe to yourself, clean eating. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. But it's predominantly what you are eating. It's going to keep it simple. Today, the lesson for the class, today's lesson, the ultimate takeaway, you'd be like, hey, you went on that guy's last live. What was the ultimate takeaway? Okay, I know you were on there for a little while. Maybe you listened in to what he was saying, but what was the ultimate takeaway? Well, the ultimate takeaway is this. It's predominantly what you're eating. That's it. That's the ultimate takeaway from this whole live. I'm on here for like 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours. If you just sum up all of my lives, and it's going to say the same thing because it's the truth. It's predominantly what you're eating. It's the simplest way to say it. Because here's the thing, I want you to jot this one down. When the diet is wrong, I'm gonna let you get a pen and pad or jot this one down. You're gonna want to remember this one. This section right here, you're gonna want to remember that when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. I'm gonna say that one more time, and then I'm gonna give you the prescription. That when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You just jot that one down. You don't remember anything I teach you. Just remember that. What's the prescription? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Clean eating. What's real, whole, unprocessed foods? You do this predominantly. You predominantly, that's the key word, predominantly eat clean, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and whatever protein source you choose, or whether it's the leaner sources of protein, but make sure it's the leaner sources of protein. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, fish, just make sure it's of the leaner source. The cleaner source, right? As we call it, say lean, whatever however you want to say it. But stay away from the crap, as I call it, the processed stuff. Stay away from the crap. You stay away from the crap. What's that? Sausages, bacon, salami, pepperoni. My bologna has a first name. This is all, yeah, sugar. Sugar is crap. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, yeah, you want to stay away from the sugar as much as you possibly can. All right? So that's clean eating. We're going to come back to that one, but it's real, whole, unprocessed foods. Milk is not clean eating. Milk is going to go in the crap category, which we'll talk about next. So eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. And the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula, folks, is the E. The E stands for effective sleep. Ooh. Effective sleep. How about intermittent fasting? Yeah, before we go into sleep, intermittent fasting is great. You just got to know how to use it, right? Start off with a minimum of 12 hours. Yesterday, we talked about the 4-4-12 rule. 4-4-12. That's for another day. But yeah, just fast for a minimum of 12 hours every night, overnight. Do that every night, at least every. And then next week, go to 13 hours. Then go to 14 hours. Then go to 15 hours. Then go to 16 hours. Train your body to fast. That's how you do it. All right. Now back to the lifestyle medicine formula. Effective sleep. The last part of the formula. You're like, well, why? People always ask me, well, Kelley, well, what the hell does sleep have to do with anything? Well, sleep has a whole hell of a lot to do with a whole hell of a lot. Especially when it comes to insulin resistance. Because when you don't get enough sleep, 6 to 9 hours, here's a prescription, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. If you do not get that, your body will not be able to recover. Because when you sleep is when your body recovers. When you sleep, it's when your body recovers. So if you don't get that, you won't recover, and you're going to wake up the next day feeling all groggy headed and foggy headed, and like you're going to wake up the very next day even more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're going to wake up more insulin resistant. Isn't that crazy? How you wake up the next day more insulin resistant? Because you didn't get enough sleep. Oh yeah, it's because sleep, the lack of sleep is a stressor. You stress your body when you don't sleep. You stress your body when you don't sleep. So as a result, that causes stress. Look at this. Now check this out. Now you're not getting any effective sleep, and that causes stress. That causes you not to have a peaceful mind. Remember what we said about peaceful mind? Remember what we said about that? When you get stressed, cortisol gets released. When cortisol gets released, adrenaline gets released. And when adrenaline gets released, so does stored blood sugar. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So that causes you to be more insulin resistant. So the lack of sleep, folks, is a major component. A major component. You could be having the A right, you could be active, you could be doing clean eating. But if you ain't sleeping, that's going to cause stress. Then that's going to cause those two to cancel out. And it's just like nothing. It's just like your number's just going to stay the same. You're not going to be able to get your A1C to a 5.3 because it's staying the same. So stress is a big part, folks. They're all important. But this one is the most important, okay? If I had to rank them, they're all equal. But if I had to rank them, this one will be the most important. Because it's predominantly what you're eating. And here's a special area, folks. Alcohol. Alcohol, folks, is another area that we can avoid, that we should avoid, that we need to avoid. It gets an honorable mention. Alcohol. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, alcohol is not your friend. It is your enemy. You ever watch Blade when he says, hey, is the enemy of my enemy my friend or my enemy? I'm here to tell you, alcohol is your enemy. It is no friend. Cigarettes, folks, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, it's not your friend. And then there's certain medications that can cause you to become insulin resistant, i.e. steroids. This is some very, very powerful drugs. So that's why I always recommend that it should be your lifestyle first, medication second. Check it out. Check it out. Here's the thing. let's just say, who would love to get your A1C to a 5.3? If you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3. Wherever it is not right now. Put a me in the chat. You'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3. Yeah, me. Who else would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Hell yeah, me. Hell yeah. Me. Here's the thing. It's possible to get your A1C to a 5.3. I don't even care where it is right now. 5.3 is pre or diabetic. No, 5.3 is where you want to be. That's a very good range. Start getting to 5.7, then you're in the pre. Me, hell yeah, me. Here it is. You can do this, but here's the thing. You're gonna have to go through some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. You can get your A1C there naturally, but you're gonna have to go through some stuff. What stuff is that? Here's a prescription. Get your A1C to a 5.3. You're gonna have to prescribe yourself some medications, and it's called maintaining your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. There's a prescription in each of the areas. This is what you got to do. You can take medication, like I said earlier, until you're blue in the face. But if you do not have these lifestyle factors right, and if you're not maintaining your pace, like how often are you maintaining your pace? How well are you maintaining your pace? Will determine if your number is going to get there or not. If you ain't maintaining your pace, if you're falling off the wagon a lot more than what you like, than what you should be, it's okay to fall off the wagon a little bit here and there. Life happens, life be lifing. It's okay. But here's the thing. Are you getting right back on after you knock the dust off, knock everything off, shake all the dust off? You getting back on? You get back and maintaining your pace? Or you're going back to your comfort zone? So to get your A1C to a 5.3, you're going to have to get yourself outside of your comfort zone. And do the work. What work? This work. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating. Just maintaining your pace. It's just a big circle. You see what I did there? It's just a big old circle. You just keep on doing it. Day by day, week by week, month by month. And you will get there. Or even if it takes years, year by year. But normally it doesn't take that long. If you're focused, if you lock in, like the people who are locking in on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, those people who are locked in 14 days, people have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6, like Jazzy did. From an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Someone who was 80 went from 80 years old, she is. Her A1C was at an 8. Now it's at a 6.5 after the 14-day challenge, and she's 80 years old. It's been people who have dropped their fasting blood sugar from the 400s to under 150 in 14 days. From the 400s in 14 days. That is the power of lifestyle medicine, folks. You want to explore the power of lifestyle medicine. If you say, yeah, I want to explore the power of lifestyle medicine. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for that. If you're ready to explore the power of lifestyle medicine, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat, or put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to you. This is all making sense to you on what you got to do. Put a health yes in the chat. The work that you're going to have to do, put a health yes in the chat. All right, let's see. What must I eat? We're going to talk about eating next. But clean, whole, unprocessed food. You must have missed that part. But health, yes. Put a health yes in the chat. This is making sense to you. And the work that you got to do. This lifestyle medicine stuff. The stuff that you're going to have to stop avoiding. Because you can avoid it all day long. But what stands in the way actually becomes the way. I don't know if you know that or not, but what's standing in the way is actually is the way. Damn. You really think about it. Like, damn, and everybody who's tried to go around that way, they end up falling, they end up failing. They end up falling backwards. Because you cannot defeat lifestyle medicine. Because it always be lifestyle first, medication second. Health, yes. You need help with this, folks. If you need help with this lifestyle medicine stuff, it's real stuff, especially the eating. Especially the eating. This is what we're doing, that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to teach you how to eat. Click right here. You click on my picture again. Here's where it is. You click that link that says Linktree. And for my other socials as well, you click on that link in my description, and it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. All right. Here's where all the goodies are. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, if you are suffering from that, high blood sugar, this is going to be where you need to be. This link is like Disney World. There's a quiz. There's a master class on there. Quiz. To talk about your, it's a free quiz. Determine your diabetes management style. Very, very important to know your style. And the master class, this master class is where I break down this lifestyle medicine formula. I told you there's a master class on it. Free master class. Register for the master class. Register for that. Right there, absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. Pay attention. And there's a PDF on there that's absolutely free. And then finally, right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for my folks who are ready for serious change. Few folks this morning joined the challenge, and they are ready for serious change. If you're one of the ones who are ready for serious change, you say, listen, I'm ready to maintain my pace. I ain't been maintaining my pace. I know I haven't, and I need help with that, especially the eating. What are we doing on this? It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, like everybody else who's joined this 14-day challenge, you are going to get the same or similar results as they got. Why? Because it's a blueprint. Your blood sugar only operates one way. Once we figure that out, once we figure out the food that you eat to manage your blood sugar, to bring your blood sugar back, you eat those foods, and you eat those foods a lot, your blood sugar will go back to the normal range. It will start to trend in that direction. You will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster in 14 days. Because the whole time, I'm telling you, the whole time, folks, you can doubt me on this, you can say whatever. You can like, you don't know what you're talking about, my doctor, but I ain't say nothing about that, blah, blah, blah. But what I am telling you is it is predominantly what you are eating. And I'll prove it to you. Prove it to you in 14 days. Prove it to you in 14 days that it was the whole time mostly what you were eating. We talked about these other areas. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. But you want to know what it predominantly is? It's predominantly the C. That's why I got that little asterisk on it. That's why I got a little star on it, because it's predominantly that. If you clean that up in as little as 14 days, you can get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. Just like I did, just like many of my other clients have done. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to that, this is me. This is a complete transformation, right? That's my whole transformation. I didn't do this. I didn't do that whole transformation in 2 weeks. Here it is on both sides. I didn't do that whole transformation in 2 weeks. That was over a year. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. That was over a year, right? I did that. More pictures over here. Show you. Did this after a year. Are you going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? No, you ain't going to get rid of it in 14 days. It takes a minimum of 3 to 4 months to get rid of it totally. A minimum of 3 to 4 months of consistently maintaining your pace. But in 2 weeks, you can put a big dent in the whole thing. You can put a big dent in your A1C in as little as 14 days. That, what I showed you, my picture was a complete transformation. That's my other program. It's called Beyond the Challenge. You go beyond the challenge, I teach you this lifestyle medicine stuff. I teach you how to have 8 weeks. We hang out for another 8 weeks. How to have a peaceful mind, how to have an active body. We're going to do more on clean eating and effective sleep. That, folks, is called Beyond the Challenge. Those are for folks who want a true transformation, a real transformation. It's called Beyond the Challenge. But if you're ready to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. Escape the matrix by using that discount code. Join the challenge for $79. You want to know more about it? It's linked in my bio. What is the cost to get into the challenge? It's $79 if you use that discount code ESCAPE. The live discount code. That is the price of admission. The reason I got to charge you for the challenge, folks, is because it's real people. And I'm telling you, we're not playing games. It's real people getting real results. If you're ready, if you're about that life, if you say, yeah, I'm ready, if that's you, you say, I'm ready, if that's you, then you should come on in and join this challenge, just like everybody else is, and go get to work. You get to work for 14 days, promise you, your life will never be the same. Pepsi is my water, though. Now, yeah, if Pepsi is your water, then you are definitely not maintaining your pace, right? You're filling up on a little bit too much crap. Instead of clean eating, you're in the other category. It's the crap category. It's an acronym itself. For reals, I'm trying myself. Desert Bear 40, no doubt. Shout out to you. But here's the thing, though. I want you to think of it like this. My man Yoda. If you watch Star Wars, my man Yoda says, there is no trying. Either do or don't, right? That's what Yoda says. Either do or don't. There is no try. Your pic looks like my boss. Wait, when I was overweight, when I was obese, that picture? That's how your boss, no doubt. Shout out to your boss. He's big too, 60 years old. Yeah, that's what you said. Hey, you're talking about your boss, not me. Not me. I'm a type 2 diabetic, high blood pressure and high cholesterol, obese, 270 and 570. Help, SOS. Rue, if that's you, if you put SOS in big letters, red letters, and like you need help now, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If it's that much of an emergency, you join this 14-day challenge. I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone, but it sounds like you're ready to be taken outside of that. And in 14 days, I promise you, your blood sugar will not look the same. Your life will not look the same. You're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code, ESCAPE. It's linked in my bio. $79 to join the challenge. Yes, I'm ready. If you're ready, use that discount code, ESCAPE, because that's what we're going to be doing. We escaping, folks. We're escaping the bottomless pit of more and more and more and more medication. If you're ready to do that, escape this bottomless pit of more and more medication, then your best move is probably going to be to join that challenge. I know I have a peaceful mind, and I know I have a peaceful mind with my Pepsi, but it's definitely not clean eating. That's a very interesting way of looking at it. You have a peaceful mind when you have your Pepsi, but it's definitely not clean eating. So that's a very good way of putting it. Intake of brown sugar counts. It does count. Brown sugar is nothing but white sugar, but with molasses in it. That's all brown sugar is. White sugar with molasses. That's all it is. So it does count. It counts a whole hell of a lot. Counts a whole hell of a lot. So that's it, folks. This is it when it comes to maintaining your pace. When it comes to getting off the meds for good, instead of saying someday, here it is. Here's the thing. A lot of people say someday. A lot of people say someday. Someday I'm going to get off the meds. Someday I'm going to get my life back. Someday I'm going to do the work. Here's what I want you to remember about someday. Saying someday and not actually doing the work. You don't actually do the work. But you just keep saying someday. Some days like this. I'm going to get some water. When you say someday, it's like going to the restaurant and the waiter comes up and they say, hey, well, what would you like to order? You're like, I don't know yet. Let me look around. Let me look at the menu and I'll come back in a little bit. The waiter's like, all right, cool. I'll come back in a little bit. So the waiter comes back in like 5-10 minutes and they're like, okay, are you ready to order now? Have you seen the menu? What would you like to order? You'd be like, give me a little bit more time, okay? I'm going to order in a little bit. Give me a little bit more time, please. And the waiter's like, all right, cool. I'll come back in a little bit. So the waiter, this goes on all night. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the night, the waiter just comes out infuriated. And they say, you've got to order now because the kitchen is getting ready to close in like a half an hour. So you got to put in your order now. Or they're closing in like 15 minutes. Put it in now. And then you say, okay. And you finally put your order in. And then you say, can I get a water with a lemon? That's what saying someday is like. Someday, I'm going to get off of the meds. Someday, I'm going to do the work. But you never do. You never put in your order. Just like at the restaurant. You never put it in. And as a result, the kitchen closed and you go to bed hungry that night because you didn't eat. You didn't put in your order. And the restaurant closed. But here's the thing. That's a restaurant. It can close, it can open up and go out of business, whatever. They may close permanently. They open up the next day or maybe they're closed permanently. You don't want that restaurant to be closed permanently, like your life. If you're not maintaining your pace, the chances of you getting your A1C to a 5.3 are slim to none. So you're going to have to maintain, you're going to have to pick up your pace, put in your order, stop saying someday, and make someday today. Make someday today. Because here it is. Someday is the enemy of change. Someday. For some people, someday doesn't come. Someday doesn't come for some people. I told you my sister passed away at the age of 55 years old. Her someday never came. She passed away due to complications of diabetes. So if I were you folks, I'm not you though, but if I were you, I'd make my someday today. If you're ready to make your someday today, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Use that code ESCAPE. And you go hard for 14 days. You ready to challenge yourself? You're like, I'm ready for a challenge. I'm ready to challenge myself. I've been doing this for long enough. I've been playing around with this thing for long enough. Let me challenge myself. If that's you, Join the challenge. Use the discount code ESCAPE. It's linked in my bio, folks. Let's get to these questions. I'm ready. If you're ready, let's do it. Yeah, I know I have a peaceful mind. Pepsi, yup. Definitely not clean eating. Intake of brown sugar, yup. Did that one. Let's see. So if you use 2 cups of sweet tea, how many Splendas do you use? None. You don't use Splenda at all. It goes in the crack category. Artificial sugar. That's how many you use. None. You want to use a sweetener, it's a stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. Those are the 3. If it ain't any of those 3, stevia, monk fruit, or allulose, it's going to go in the crack category. And that's what second segment we're doing next. It's going to be called Cutting the Crack. I'm new on TikTok. Can you DM me the instructions on how to join the 14-day challenge? Here it is right here. I'm going to show you. Cat, if you're new to TikToks, I'm going to show you. You ready? Follow along with me. I got you. You're new. See my fingers? Got this one right here. You see right here? Click right up here. And then click on my picture again. So click right up here. Click on my picture again. And it's going to take you right here. It's going to take you right here to this. This is my TikTok profile. You click that link that says Linktree right there. Oops. You click that link that says Linktree right there. Boom. There it is, right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right there. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that live discount code ESCAPE, $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Got it. Okay, great. There it is. Let's see here. That's it. Any other questions? Because we already talked about, we're going to shift gears, and now we're going to talk about clean eating. We're getting ready to talk a little bit about clean eating, folks. A whole lot about clean eating. But before we do that, how long we've been on here? A little over an hour and a half or so. I'm going to take a little intermission. We'll be back, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about all things clean eating, folks. It's a fun topic. Clean eating. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a clean eating plate. Clean eating plate, folks. We're going to do. What do I think? Here, let me answer these last questions. What do I think about agave? I think agave is very, very sweet, but for diabetes, it's very, very damaging. It's very, very delicious for the taste buds, but your blood sugar is going to hate you for it. That's what I think about agave. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. We'll be back in a minute or two, folks. So in the meantime, while I'm gone, click the link in my description, take the quiz, register for the masterclass, or join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge using that discount code ESCAPE. We'll be back in another minute or so. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back. We'll be back over here too, folks. folks, we're back. A couple of folks stuck around. A couple of folks have joined the challenge while I've been gone. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Promise you, you show up, do the work, man, your life will never be the same again. But shout out to you for taking a chance on yourself. Isn't that right, Bridget? Shout out to you, Bridget. Bridget joined the challenge. Bridget joined the challenge. She came on last week and gave her testimonial. Shout out to you, Bridget. Shout out to you. What is the other sweetener? The other sweetener is stevia, monk fruit, allulose. I'm going to spell it up on the board. Then I'm going to erase it. Allulose. That's it. Allulose. You'll see it. You probably it's in the grocery store. You probably just never noticed it because you never looked for it. But it's over there with the sugar and all that stuff. But it's a real zero sugar sweetener. It's a natural sweetener. It's not artificial. So it's not going to raise your blood sugar. So that's stevia, monk fruit, and allulose. Now, keep in mind, this stuff is sweet. This stuff is sweet. It's like 200 to 300 times sweeter than sugar. You know how sweet sugar is? This stuff is way sweeter than sugar. So a little bit goes a long way. So if you like doing a little dish or something, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put some sugar in my coffee. Yeah. I normally put like 3 teaspoons. Yeah, okay. You put 3 teaspoons of allulose in your, yeah. You're gonna be like, whoa, this is sweet. How do I join? Here's how you join. Joan. Shout out to you, Joan. Here's how you join. And then we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna start talking about all things clean eating coming up. Let me show you how to join. And then all things clean eating. The clean eating plate is next. So here it is. Click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. Click here and you click right on my picture again. All right, so click right here. Click on my picture again. Click that link that says Linktree. And you're in there. Click that link that says Linktree. There's a challenge right there. Here's how you join it. Click that 14-day blood sugar reset. Accept the challenge. Boom. $99. Use that discount code ESCAPE. $79. That's how you join the challenge. So it's click here, click on my picture again. That's where you start. Good morning. Yep. Do you know why it's sweeter? I don't know why it's sweeter. I don't know all the science behind it. I just know it's a whole hell of a lot sweeter. But it's sweeter. So let's talk about clean eating now. We've been talking about clean eating this whole time. What the hell is clean eating? It's a very, very controversial topic. This clean eating. So let's clean it up a little bit. And let's talk what's called a clean eating plate. Clean eating plate, what the hell is it? Here it is. Folks, who enjoys counting calories? And you enjoy counting calories or you hate counting calories, put a me in the chat. If you hate counting the calories, if somebody says, we need you to lose 50 pounds. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. We need you to lose a little bit of weight. And to do that, you got to count these calories, though. Who enjoys counting the calories? Who enjoys that or who hates it? If you hate it, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat and you say, man, I hate it, bro. I hate counting on these freaking calories. Clean eating plate. Oh, we're getting ready to talk, Sweet Cherry Fairy, about the clean eating plate. I got you. Don't worry. So she won't. So she will not depend on lab result. Yeah, she won't. She won't depend on lab work. What she's going to depend on is her lifestyle. I don't know the first part of the question, but what they're going to depend on, what they're going to depend on is their lifestyle, because it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. That's what they say depend on, and especially eating. Tim, shout out to you, Tim. Hate being told I have to lose weight too. Yeah, hate being told that. I get it. I get it. What if there were a different way? What if there were a different way to eat besides doing all this calorie counting, besides weighing all this food, besides doing all that nonsense? What if you could eat clean, not have to worry about all of that? Folks, you can, and it's called the clean eating plate. That's the way I've been eating the last 4 years. Like I showed you my pictures, right? I showed you a couple of my pictures. Let me see. I showed you a couple of my pictures. There's a couple, right? There's a couple. That's a before and after, right? Some before and afters. There's a couple of pictures, right? This was diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Look at all the weight I lost. Look at them. Look at my pants. How much inches I lost off my pants. I told you I referee basketball. Look at these are my basketball pants right here. Right here, look at this. These are my basketball pants that I'm wearing because they were stretchy. They were stretchy. Look. Ask me how many calories I counted. I'm wearing the same clothes. Ask me how many calories I counted. Ask me how many times I weighed my food. And the answer is going to be absolutely zero. Why? Because of this clean eating plate right here. You ain't got to worry about all that crazy stuff. So 50% what? Non-starchy veggies. 50% non-starchy veggies. Well, what the hell are non-starchy veggies, Kelly? Well, non-starchy veggies are, let me see. Non-starchy veggies are vegetables like onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, broccoli, arugula, spinach, kale, collard greens, what else? Cabbage, purple or green. Those are non-starchy veggies. So fill your mushrooms. So fill your plate with 50% non-starchy veggies. Okay. So now that we've established that, and there's a whole list of these things, but if you put in the search non-starchy veggies, you're going to see a whole list of these things. I just gave you a couple, but there's a whole slew of these things. I promise you that there is. All right. Now we're going to talk about proteins and fats. So what kind of protein and what kind of fat? Protein, when we talked about that earlier, when we talked about clean eating. Whatever protein you choose, like I said, I don't tell people what protein to eat anymore because it's a very, very controversial topic. But here's the thing. Leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish. Things I'm not talking about are things like boudin for my Louisiana folks, sausages, pepperonis, bacon, even turkey bacon, bologna. My bologna has a first name. Yeah, boudin for my Louisiana folks. Jambalaya. That's all delicious stuff. It's all good now. It's good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not denying that it's not good for your taste buds. It's great for your taste buds. It's great. But for the rest of your body, whoo, not so much. Those are called processed meats. You don't want to eat those are processed meats. You don't want to eat processed meats. Group 1 carcinogens. Okay, fats. Healthy fats. Avocados, nuts and seeds, pistachios, almonds, cashews. The only 3 approved oils. These are the only 3 approved oils, folks. Write them down. Jot these down. Jot these down. There's only 3 approved oils. Is avocado, coconut, and olive. If it ain't avocado, coconut, or olive, put it back on the shelf. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Your life is never going to be the same. Shout out to you. But fats, back to it. Things that are not healthy fats are things like dairy, contrary to popular belief. Dairy is not great for you, folks. Okay? Dairy has been linked to a whole bunch of chronic health conditions due to dairy. Acne, you wouldn't even think that acne was related to dairy, but acne is very, very related to dairy. So little stuff like that. Dairy is a monster. So I don't recommend dairy. None of the Greek yogurts, none of that, all that stuff. I don't recommend dairy. If you want to know more about dairy, you check out Utterly Amazing. Utterly Amazing you'll be utterly amazed by what dairy actually is. Okay, so that's the facts. And then finally, the last area. Somebody asked about beans. We'll get there. That goes in the special category. But we got carbs, and then we got a fruit. And then we got a down arrow. Carbs and fruit. What kind of carbs? So whatever kind of, in my programs, here's the thing. Well, in my version of the clean eating plate, you can have whatever kind of carbs that you want, but here's the thing. Sugar, alcohol, erythritol, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So carbs, whatever kind of carbs that you want. Whether it's rice, whether it's pasta, whether it's whatever. Except for the ultra-processed carbs. Things like Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs. Right? Cheetos, Little Debbie snack cakes. You can have whatever kind of carbs you want as long as you're obeying a specific rule. Like people say moderation. Yeah, moderation. That's a good word. But let's put an actual number to moderation. Because a lot of times when you say moderation, you tell somebody to do it in moderation. To moderation, that means a lot of different stuff to a lot of different people. The word moderation. You know what I'm saying? So, moderation, yeah. Nah. Let's put a number to it. And my number is 25%. On your clean eating plate, my number is 25%. Check this out. 25%. We're going to come back to that. Fruits. So what kind of carbs you want? Rice, pasta, potatoes, corn, whatever. Just make sure you're paying attention to your percentage. And you can go down, but you can't go up. Here it is. This is called the clean eating plate, folks. Look at that. It's called the clean eating plate. Right there. Look at that. 50, 25, 25. 50, 25, 25. You see the 25% right here? That 25% is what you want to pay attention to. This is a game. You want to think of this as a game. You want to think of, in the grand scheme, even though your health is not a game, I want you to think of it just like you're playing a game. And depending on how you do this plate will determine your score of this game. 25%, you can go down, but you can't go up. So you can change the percentages on the veggies, on the non-starchy veggies. You can go more veggies or less veggies, right? The percentages. On the proteins and the fats, you can go more proteins and fats, less veggies, or vice versa. The only thing that you cannot do is you cannot go up on the carbohydrates. That's a no-no. That's one of the rules of the game. Like, oh, you cheated. You cheated. You didn't follow the rules. You lose. You lose the game. Game's over. You can go down, but you can't go up. On this 25%, you can go down to 20%. You can go down to 15. You can go down to 10, but you can't go up. You can't go up to 30. You can't go up to 35, 40. Nope. You got to follow the rules. That's the only way that you'll be able to have the carbs that you want. It's the only way. Other than that, you can't have the carbs that you want. If you agree to obey that rule, you can have the carbs that you want. And you also got to agree to eat your food in a very specific order. It's just like this. Still have the carbs in the fruit that you want. Fruit, what kind of fruit? Specifically, whatever lower glycemic index fruit. But you can still have whatever kind of fruit you want, folks. Have your fruit. Think of fruit as a dessert. What do I mean by think of fruit as a dessert? Watch this. 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. That's the order in which you eat your food. We talked about the restaurant earlier, right? Remember we talked about the restaurant? First thing that the waiter brings out is they bring out your appetizers, don't they? So that's why you eat your veggies first. Because just like at the restaurant, they're bringing out the appetizer first. So AKA my non-starchy veggies first. When you're sitting down to eat, you're eating all your vegetables. Yeah, eat all your veggies. Remember your mom told you, eat all your veggies. Eat those first. And then second, the waiter's going to bring out your main course, aren't they? At that restaurant, they're going to bring out that main course. You're going to be like, ooh, I ordered the fish. Ooh, I ordered the salmon. Ooh, I ordered the steak. Ooh, I ordered the catfish. Ooh, I ordered the whatever. I ordered the chicken. I ordered the tofu. That's what you're going to say. So that's why you eat. That's called the main course. So that's why you eat the proteins and the fats second. Just like at a restaurant. And finally, the last area. When you're at that restaurant and that waiter says, would you like? They're going to come out and say, would you like? It's going to be the last thing in the day. They're going to say, would you like what? Would you like what? To see the dessert menu. Ha! That's what they're going to ask you. Would you like to see the dessert menu? And look at that. Carbs, fruit. Think of fruit as a dessert. You eat your carbs. If you got rice on your plate, eat your rice last. You got pasta on your plate, eat your pasta last. And never go above 25%. You follow that simple rule just like that. You ain't got to worry about counting calories. You don't have to worry about weighing your food. You don't have to worry about any of that. Last category. Someone asked about it. Beans. Beans are a great equalizer. Beans are fantastic, especially if you're suffering from insulin resistance. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, beans is going to be your best friend. They're going to be your best friend. And I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to go back to your questions here in a second. But beans are going to be your best friend. Why? It's because they are a starch. Yes, they are a starch. Yes, they're starch. Like, aren't beans a carbohydrate? Aren't beans a starch? Yes, they are. But they're a very special kind of starch. They're just not starch. They're just not like some normal everyday run-of-the-mill like rice. It's not like rice. It's totally different than rice. You eat beans, they're resistant starch, so they're going to resist digestion. Yeah, they're going to raise your blood sugar, but slowly. That's the point, slowly. And when you raise your blood sugar slowly, that means insulin has a chance to respond. So the more insulin has a chance to respond, the more insulin sensitive, or as the days and the weeks go by, the more insulin sensitive you become. What kind of beans? Red beans, black beans, kidney beans, lima beans, garbanzo beans, cannellini beans, you know what I mean? Pinto beans, whatever kind of beans. Beans are the great equalizer. Preferably, you want to do the dry beans. I mean, you can do the canned beans too, but preferably you do the dry beans, cook your own beans. Good stuff. Yes, silence, exactly. Referring to the Martin shirt. Jelly beans are going to be a no-go, Tim. That's a good one, though. It's a very, very good one. That's a good one, okay? All right. Any questions on this clean eating plate? This, folks, is a clean eating plate. We talked all the stuff about this clean eating plate, but any questions on this clean eating plate? Let me see. Let's see if we got any questions. I'm going to go back. Tony's going to go back and answer some of this question. Yeah, use the plate every time you eat. Exactly. Every time you eat, you use that plate. Every time you eat, you use this plate. You have to use this plate 24/7. Let's just say most of the time. Take it with you everywhere you go, though. Take it with you to the, hey, you're taking it with you, going out to the friends' barbecue, whatever, the cookout. Man, use your plate. Thanksgiving is coming up, right? Take your plate with you. Take your plate with you. Your clean eating plate. You be like, yo, I got my plate with me. I'm taking my plate with me. Everywhere you go. Instead of pulling out your phone and counting all your calories, all you got to do is take your plate, man. Simple. What's the reason for eating your food in that sequence? Well, the reason for eating your food, very good question. The reason for eating your food in that sequence is because fiber, which we get over here, coats your stomach. It coats your stomach with basically like a gel or like a mesh. So that's step number one. Then when you do the fats and proteins second, that continues to that puts some clothing. That's called clothing. That's putting clothing on the carbs. So basically, if you got some food in your stomach already, it's going to slow down how quickly these carbohydrates enter into your bloodstream. Because it's got to go through some resistance first. It's got to go through all of the fiber first. It's got to go through all the proteins and the fats first. It's got to go through that, and then it'll go slowly. Instead of it being naked, if you eat this stuff naked, if you just wake up in the morning and eat a big bowl of rice or a big bowl of quinoa, right? You eat a big bowl of quinoa on an empty stomach or whatever, pasta, it's going to send your blood sugar real high because it has no resistance. No resistance. And it's going to enter your bloodstream like that. So that is why you eat the food in this specific order. Is it the end all be all? It's not the end all be all, but it does help. So every little bit helps. Every little bit counts. Let's see. Any questions? How to start getting off of metformin? Well, right here. Here's where it starts. It starts with what's at the end of your fork. First step of getting off metformin is to prescribe yourself a new prescription. Only you can prescribe this, though. You can't, the doctor can't prescribe you this. Your spouse can't prescribe you this. Heck, I can't even prescribe you this. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you, because it's predominantly what you're eating that's causing you to be on the metformin. There's some other areas, could be some other areas. We'd have to dig into it more, but I can pretty much guarantee that's predominantly what you're eating that caused the condition. So you start cleaning this up. You're going to escape right here. Escape. What are you escaping? The bottomless pit of more and more medication. That's what you're going to be escaping. That's the power of, how are you going to do that? Through the power of food. Because I'm going to tell you, the whole time, you're going to look back and be like, the whole time it was just the freaking food? Are you kidding me? The reason I've been suffering for 10 years with this diabetes and all of this stuff is because of the dang on what was at the end of my fork? And when that realization comes, when that hits you, it's a freeing feeling, man. I'm telling you. It's a freeing feeling. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. Don't spill the beans. Good one. You guys are killing me with the bean jokes. Flax and chia, yeah, those are going to go in the seeds category. Those are going to go in the healthy fats. That's where that section will go. That's where that's going to go, in the healthy fats. Flaxseed, yep. Shout out to you. Peace. Red beans, yeah, red beans, black beans, navy beans, whatever kind of beans you want. Garbanzo beans. Diet Coke, no. Diet Coke is going to go in the crap category. We're talking about clean eating right now. We're getting ready to shift gears and we're going to talk about the crap, what to avoid. We talk about what to eat. Next, we're going to talk about what to avoid. That's called cutting the crap. What about coffee? If you're just joining us, I know it's a popular topic, but coffee, it can be part of the clean eating category. I'm going to put coffee over here because it's not the coffee, folks. I'm going to put coffee over here, and it's not the coffee. It's the stuff that we put in the coffee. It's all the crap that we put in the coffee. The sugars, the agaves, the honeys, all of that stuff is what's raising your blood sugar. And here's the thing about the coffee. As the explanation I gave earlier, go out into the sun first. Get that cortisol spike first. Once you get that, then have your coffee, but never have your coffee before that. So get the sun first, wait an hour, then get coffee. You'll notice a big difference in how you feel. I promise you, you will. Try that simple little hack of just going out into the sun and then wait an hour and have some coffee. I guarantee you'll start to depend less and less on coffee. You won't want coffee. You'll still have one. You may go from like 5 cups down to 2 cups. Then you go from 2 cups down to 1 cup just by applying that simple hack. How many beans until you get full? That's how many. That's how many you eat. Thank you for your good work, sir. And I thank you. Thank you for coming on and Bat Zero Mike. Thank you for coming on and shouting me out. Shouting yourself out for learning all of this stuff, man. Lentils, barley, whole wheat. Lentils, yes. Barley, yes. Whole wheat, not really. Right? This is marketing. That's all it is. How about dairy? Dairy, again, that's going to go in the crap category. That's not a healthy fat. It is a fat, but it's not a healthy fat. We're going to talk about what to avoid next. That's called cut the crap. So dairy is not your friend, folks. Not just like alcohol is not your friend. Where do you put soup in the bean category? Put soup in the bean category. Down here, right down there. What's the best veggies to eat to lower your blood sugar? Lower non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. Onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, carrots, kale, spinach, arugula, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, cucumbers, bell peppers. I can just keep on going. But there's a whole list of these things. These are called non-starchy veggies. These are called non-starchy veggies. All right. So you can't see the board. So non-starchy veggies are the best type of veggies. That makes sense. Thank you kindly. No one should eat any soups. No one should eat any soups. Well, if you're talking about Campbell's chunky soup, yeah, no one should be eating that. You shouldn't be eating that. All the stuff in the middle aisles, those kind of the clam chowder soups. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't eat those. But if you're making your soup at the house, you say you make a nice bean soup. Hell yeah, you should definitely be eating that. A homemade bean soup. Hell yeah. Beans are the great equalizer, folks. What is a non-starchy veggie again? You put in a list. Just put a list in. Just put it in on a search. Do a Google search. Non-starchy veggies. A whole grip of them will come up. But some of them are greens, onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, cabbage, arugula. Those are some of the spinach. Those are non-starchy veggies. I also learned that eating veggies off the plate first. What does it say? Veggies off the plate first will help slow down everything else. Exactly. That's why we got it as number one. You eat the veggies first. It's going to slow down. You eat the veggies first, and then you eat the proteins and the fats. It's going to slow down how quickly everything else enters your bloodstream. So yes, veggies first. It's amazing. It's an amazing little hack. Happy did start a clean eating habits lately, and even mostly time do not carbs at time. Thanks. If you do carbs, if you do mostly clean eating, you do carbs time to time. Okay, great. That works for you. Fantastic. Just make sure you're following the 25% rule, right? Remember that 25% rule. I started exercising too. Amazing. You started exercising. That is amazing, because that's all part of maintaining your pace. That's part of the prescription. Active body. Great for you. I juice a lot. Is that a good or overkill? If you're juicing vegetables, great. If you're juicing fruit, then it's not good at all. It is definitely overkill. Even the slightest bit is an overkill. Because if you're juicing fruits, you're removing all the fiber, and all you're doing is got all the sugar and no chaser. All sugar and no chaser, folks. All sugar and no chaser. How we doing, folks? My name's Kelley. If you're just new to us, put a new in the chat if you're new. My name's Kelley. We're talking about all things type 2 diabetes. We're talking about if you're type 2 diabetic, what is it that you have to do to eliminate the condition? And here's what you have to do. Oh, yeah. Number one thing is clean eating. It is the thing that's holding you back. It is the great equalizer. It is the great equalizer when it comes to blood sugar control, when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes. So here's what I want you to remember. Let's see if we got some new folks. A lot of questions, though. A lot of questions. Here's the thing I want you to remember. Lifestyle first, medication second. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. If you need help with your diet, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which real people getting real results in 14 days. They're getting off the blood sugar roller coaster. If you want to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if that's you, use that discount code ESCAPE. Join the 14-day challenge. It's linked in my bio. If you click here, click right there. It's more information about the link in my bio. All right, let's see. A lot of questions, folks. I'm going to try to get to them all, but there's a lot. I've been in a lot of okra. Heard that is good. Yeah, okra is great. Okra is a non-starchy veggie. Great. So why not homemade soup with proper veggies? Homemade soup, yeah, with great veggies. Yeah, homemade soup is great with your non-starchy veggies, with your beans. That's amazing. It's amazing soup. So beans are considered starchy? No. They are starchy, yes, but they're a resistant starch. So there's starchy veggies, there's non-starchy veggies, and then there's a resistant starch. Beans are resistant starch. Means they resist digestion. Means if you have high blood sugar, it means that you want to eat a whole hell of a lot of beans. That's what it means. That's what resistant starch means. So eat a whole hell of a lot of beans. And they got fiber too. People are asking about fiber. Yeah, great. Kimchi soup after a fast is best. Yeah, kimchi's great. Kimchi's amazing. It's an amazing probiotic. Absolutely. Fiber equals no sugar spike. Yeah, yes and no. It's still gonna have, you're still gonna have a spike. It's just gonna slow it down tremendously. Right? It's still gonna raise. Fiber, you eat beans, your blood sugar is still gonna raise. It's just gonna slow it down how quickly it enters your bloodstream. And that in turn gives your insulin a chance to respond. Over time, you do that, you keep doing that, makes yourself more insulin sensitive. It's an amazing stuff. I was told beans are starchy, so what beans should we choose? Red beans, black beans are starchy, but again, they're resistant starch. Whoever told you that, tell them to go away. Beans are the great equalizer. Red beans, black beans, navy beans. cannellini beans, chickpeas. The problem comes when you combine the beans with the rice. When you combine the beans with the rice, that's when the problem can start. If you're insulin resistant, you don't want to do beans with rice. I said beans, yeah, great. But not beans and rice together. Don't break, that's another rule, right, folks? Don't eat beans and rice together. You don't eat beans and rice together, you'll be fine. But if you eat beans and rice together, okay, yeah, we're going to start talking about problems. So it's little things like that, folks, where you got to understand a little bit of the little nuances of the rules of the game of this clean eating plate. You do that, I promise you, man, whoo, your blood sugar doesn't even stand a freaking chance. Can I have coffee? Yeah, we talked about coffee already. You can have coffee. It's just the bad stuff that you're putting in there, all the sugar, all of that stuff. Fiber is food fills you up quicker. Absolutely. You're right. Veggies. Yeah, non-starchy veggies. How about dark chocolate? Dark chocolate is amazing, especially for cravings. If you got cravings, dark chocolate is going to be one of your best sugar cravings. Something bitter is going to be your best friend. All right, so bitter is better. Sour has power. New, shout out to my new folks. It's only back and it puts like coffee, new. Can I have coffee? All right, I already answered the question about coffee. You want to know a lot about coffee. How to join? Here's how you join. Here's how you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and escape. So there's a lot of questions, folks. I'm trying to get to them all. But I can't always get to them all. If you want to join the challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 300 people have joined this challenge. Quite a few people have joined the challenge this morning. Here it is. You click right up here and you click on my picture again. That is going to take you to this link that says Linktree right here. You click on that link that says Linktree. There's a lot of goodies on my page, folks. There's the quiz. It's a free quiz that you can take right here. Free quiz. As a masterclass, 45-minute masterclass, absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. But now we start upping the stakes. This one, 14-day challenge, is for people who are ready for change. We say, all right, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just about that action. If you got to the point where you just say, well, the diabetes has gotten so bad, you just get to that point. You ever get to that point that what days you just say, you know what, I'm about that action. Today's that day, I'm about that action. You ever get to that point? If you got to that point, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? It's real people getting real results, real structure, real results. Ready to take control of your blood sugar? Join the 14-day challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint. This is what we're talking about, nutrition. It is a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, you're going to get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. What's the blood sugar roller coaster? The highs and the lows, the highs, the lows. Highs and the lows. There's been people who have joined this challenge, have gotten themselves off of their medication. The doctor took them off their medication. It's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, that's the live discount code, ESCAPE. Use that discount code. You join the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, if you show up and you do the work, seriously, that's the only stipulation. You show up and you do the work. We got everything else laid out for you. The blueprint, what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, and what not to eat. All of that stuff's laid out for you. All you got to do is just show up and do the work. What are we eating? The same foods that I was talking about right here. These are the foods that we're going to be eating in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And the order in which you eat. Remember we talked about order of the food? We're going to show you what happens when you change the order of your food. When you eat the food the proper way, the right food in the proper way, your blood sugar will do amazing things for the positive in as little as 14 days. If that's you, you're ready to join, use that discount code, ESCAPE. ESCAPE is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge discount code. $79 to join the challenge. I didn't say that. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge with that discount code. I can't even tolerate beans. I feel sluggish. Well, you can't. That's because you've got your gut bugs are destroyed. You've got to populate new gut bugs. Beans have a lot of fiber in it. And if you ain't been eating fiber, yeah, you're going to feel like trash. you ain't been eating it. You're gonna be like, whoa, your gut bug's gonna be like, we ain't used to no fiber. What the hell? But it's just a little phase you got to get through. You got to get through that phase. What I miss? What's beans and rice together? Sorry, you don't eat beans and rice together. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, you don't eat beans and rice together. Beans or any other carbs or just rice. Any other carbs too, like potatoes. That's a good one. Potatoes, corn. Try to stay away from it as much as you possibly can because it's going to raise your blood sugar. And it's really going to raise your blood sugar. Instead of it being a resistant starch, now you combine the beans with the wrong section. You can combine the beans with the veggies. You can combine the beans with the fats and the proteins, but you cannot combine the beans with the carbs. Don't do it because they're already a carb. What about eggs? Eggs are going to go over here in the protein section. So eggs, you can have eggs. That's part of your savory breakfast. Where is cacao drink in clean eating? Yeah, cacao is good. You can do cacao. Cacao powder, that's fine. You can do that. Dark chocolate, cacao, whatever. Those are great. Milk chocolate is not, though. Milk chocolate is not. That's going to go in the dairy category. That's going to go in the crap category. Peace and blessing. What's up? Good morning. I'm new. I'm in the challenge. Yeah, if you're in you join the challenge. You join the challenge, Alyssa. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that. I hope you use that discount code ESCAPE. You're going to escape that matrix. You're going to escape the blood sugar nightmare. You're going to escape. Here's what you're going to escape. You're going to escape lying awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future. That's what you're going to escape. You're going to get a good night of rest. Woo! Because you ain't worried no more about diabetes stealing your future. You ready to escape? Join that challenge. Use the discount code ESCAPE. What about sweet potatoes? Fiber is good. Fiber is so good for a diabetic. It is. Fiber is amazing. Hence why beans are so incredible. Beans and non-starchy veggies are incredible. If you're suffering from diabetes. Where's the other question? Sweet potato. Oh, yeah. Sweet potato is going to go in section number 3. You can have sweet potatoes. Remember, just obey the rule, right? Remember the rules. There's rules to this game. Uh-oh, my thing froze. Hold on. There we go. We're back. We're scrolling again. It freezes up sometimes. What do we have to do? What do we do after buying the 14-day challenge? Well, you get a text message. And then you get a text message that says, go log in. That's what you have to do. You have to go log in and get your challenge material. That's what you got to do. You got to go log in. That's what it is. That's next. But it'll tell you, as soon as you get it, you'll get a text message that says, hey, go check your email and go create a new password and log yourself in and get registered. And you're ready. You're in there. That's what happens next. Can I have high glucose and have leaky gut? Yeah. Insulin resistance can be the cause of every damn thing, leaky gut included. All right, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, it goes through every cell of your body, your gut included, insulin. So if you're insulin resistant, it'll shut down. I'm telling you, it'll shut down the whole factory. If insulin is off, everything's shut down. Fiber is so good for diabetic. Y'all got that one? Why is bacon bad? Well, bacon is a group 1 carcinogen. Bacon is a group 1 carcinogen. What's a group 1 carcinogen? That means it's a fancy way of saying that there's been over 800 studies that prove that eating bacon, sausage, salami, pepperonis, deli meats has been known to cause cancer. This is what a group 1 carcinogen is. And this is what bacon is. It's a group 1 carcinogen. Sausages, all of that stuff. And it's also loaded with saturated fat. So it's not great. It's not great for your cells, causing more insulin resistance. Processed meats. Those are called processed meats. How about sleep issues? Yeah, sleep is very, very important. Sleep is very, very important. Right? Hold on. Hold on. Sleep is very, very important. If you do not get enough sleep, like 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, that is going to throw off everything. You're going to wake up the very next day more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're going to be, the lack of sleep is a stressor. So that's going to cause you to have cortisol, more adrenaline, more blood sugar. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. No rice and bread. You can have rice, you can have bread, but you just got to obey the rules. You got to follow the rules, right? Talked about the rules earlier. Is shrimp bad or good? Well, here's the thing I will say about shrimp. If you want shrimp, okay, great. But they just call shrimp and lobster and things like that. They just and crawfish. They just call them like the cockroaches of the sea. That's what they call them, the cockroaches of the sea. Shrimp and things like shrimp and lobster. But here's the thing: they're not going to raise your blood sugar. We're talking about for blood sugar. Great, it's not going to raise your blood sugar. So at this point, it becomes a thing about ethics. You want to eat the cockroach of the sea? That's your choice. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt your blood sugar. But at that point, like I said, it just becomes a thing about ethics. Like, whatever. It's totally up to you. Hey, do what you do. Yes, magnesium glycinate is fantastic. Do you want insulin because it brings blood pressure? Do you want insulin because it brings blood pressure and neuropathy? Do you want insulin because it brings? I don't understand the question. Do you want insulin because it brings blood sugar? I don't know what you mean. What if you can't sleep? Then you need to improve your sleep hygiene. If you can't sleep, I recommend that you watch the masterclass. You register for that masterclass. That's also linked in my bio, where we talk about that E in the peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's about your sleep hygiene. That's why you can't sleep. You want to know more about sleep hygiene? You register for that masterclass. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. It's linked in my bio. How about here's a good one. Black pigmentation around the neck getting better with control. Black pigmentation around neck gets better with control. Yeah. If you've got a black neck and you start getting all these dark spots, it's gonna get a whole hell of a lot better with control. But that's what it's called. When your blood sugar's out of control and you start getting skin tags and all that stuff. You want to know what that is? It's the blood sugar trying to get out. Like, how do I get out? It's like, it's just trying to get out by any way it can. It might be through skin tags. It might be the black neck, whatever. The sugar's trying to get out through the urine. It's time to get out. So yeah, that could be a part of it. That is a part of it. Just came in. Coffee. Coffee, we talked about coffee. Coffee is okay. It's just the stuff that you put in the coffee. It's the crap that you put in the coffee. What would you recommend for breakfast? A savory breakfast. That's a good point. Here's what I recommend for breakfast. Thank you for asking that. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody asked what's for breakfast. Here's what's for breakfast, folks. It is called a savory breakfast. Non-starchy veggies and a protein and a fat. You eat section 1, section 2 for breakfast. You eat section 1, section 2 for breakfast. What does that look like? A protein and a fat. It could be something like a chicken for your protein. Fats, it can be an avocado. Non-starchy veggie, broccoli. You see that? That's called a savory breakfast. Another example. It could be fish. Whatever kind of fish you choose, right? Or whatever seafood, whatever. We talked about that just a second ago, seafood. With some nuts maybe like some almonds with a side salad. Maybe some carrots or something. Or maybe asparagus over here. See that? That's called a savory breakfast. It could be, for my plant-based folks, it could be something like a tofu scramble with an avocado with maybe some bell peppers. Whoo, that's a great breakfast. That's called a savory breakfast. What you don't want to have is a sweet breakfast. You don't want to have a sweet breakfast like Captain Crunch, like, what else? Ho-Ho Twinkies, Ding Dongs, donuts. You don't want to have your coffee with a whole bunch of sugar in it first thing in the morning. That's going to put you on a blood sugar roller coaster. You don't want to be on that. That's going to send your blood sugar real high in the morning, and then it's going to crash. It's going to go high, and then it's going to crash, and your energy is going to feel it. You're going to be like, yeah, I got great energy, and then, oh, man, I'm tired. Woo! Why am I so damn tired? Well, you're tired because you're on a blood sugar roller coaster. You had a sweet breakfast and it shot your blood. You had toast with jelly on it, and it shot your blood sugar real high. But had you had a savory breakfast, you would have started off like an airplane, real smooth. Get to cruising altitude, you go. Bring it in for a nice landing. That's what happens when you eat a savory breakfast instead of a sweet breakfast, folks. You're quite welcome. What about canned veggies? Canned veggies are only thing I want to prefer you not do the canned veggies. Prefer you do the live, real veggies. If you want to do frozen veggies instead of the canned veggies, right? Frozen over the canned veggies. Only thing in the can we can do is the beans. We can do the canned beans. We ain't doing the canned veggies. Prefer you do the real veggies, but if you frozen is gonna be your next best option. Just came in. Can you quickly go over how the reset works? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about clean eating. Your blood sugar has been all over the place for many, many years. The point of the 14-day challenge is to show you all of these years that it was just your food. It was just the food that was causing you to have high blood sugar. It was just the food that was causing you to have crazy high spikes and insulin, A1C, or whatever, high 15, whatever. It was the food. So that's the point of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you change what you're eating, like this stuff we're talking about right here. You change what you're eating, in as little as 14 days, you can get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster, just like many people have done. Many people come on all the time and tell their stories. Like I said, someone went from an 8 to a 6. She was on earlier, Jazzy. Her A1C went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Gentleman named Steven, his went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Someone went from the high 400s to 150 in 14 days. From the 400s to 150 in 14 days. That's through the power of the 14-day challenge. Where? We're just showing you how to eat. That's all. We're just showing you how to eat clean eating. We're just showing you how to clean all this stuff up, how to eat food in the right order, real food. That's what the challenge is about. You want to join that challenge? It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you join the challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. You join the challenge for $79. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Click that link that says Linktree. Folks, I'm telling you, this link is like Disney World. The quiz, the masterclass, all free stuff. Quiz, masterclass, all free stuff. But here, right here, 14-day challenge is right there. You click on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, your life, I promise you, is never going to look the same. You show up and do the work. You show up and do this work. I'm telling you, just like she's doing. You see, she's doing the work. She's tracking her stuff. In 14 days. I know it sounds ludicrous. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds as crazy as the shirt that I got on with Martin. But it happens all the time. If I showed you my emails and the people come on the live and share their stories, It just story after story after story after story. We're blowing doctors' minds. Doctors are like, how did you do that? How did you do that? Well, we did it through this. Clean eating. That's it. Because that's the cause of it. If you're ready for real change, use that discount code ESCAPE. Or I promise you, we will get you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You will wake up from that nightmare. What nightmare is that? Oh yeah, high blood sugar. You ever wake up in the morning, your blood sugar is high? It's like, oh my God, that was a terrible nightmare. My blood sugar is 300. Damn, terrible nightmare. You hang out with me for 14 days, you're going to wake up and be like, damn, that was a sweet dream. I woke up, my blood sugar was under 100. That's a sweet dream. This is what happens when people join that challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. What can sweet tooth, sir? Any suggestions? Well, sweet tooth is you can do chia pudding. Chia pudding, here's the thing. Chia pudding, chia with some almond milk with, you want to use monk fruit as your sweetener. Whoo, that, folks, would be, that's a great sweet tooth. But anytime you got a sweet tooth, you think of fruit, though. Fruit is where you're going to start first. Anytime you got to think of fruit as dessert. When you start changing the way your taste buds, you hang out, I'm telling you, hang out with me for a week, and even if after 7 days, your taste buds are going to start to change. Your cravings are going to start to change. And as a result, you're going to start craving things like fruit over things like candy bars, over things like Skittles, over things like Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs. What about Honey Nut Cheerios? And that's going to be in the crap category. No Honey Nut Cheerios. That's crap. That's just marketing. Can we have fruit for breakfast? No, you can't. This section right here, no fruit for breakfast, right? Sections 1 and 2 in the morning. No section 3. You see anything in section 3 you can't have for breakfast. You can't have section 3 for breakfast. Now, if you want to have that with your lunch, section 3, okay, great. But no section 3 for breakfast. And let it be the first. A lot of people say, well, I don't eat breakfast. What if I don't eat breakfast? What if I don't eat until like 1 o'clock? I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person. Kelley, what do you say to that? Okay. Here's what I say to that. I say, whatever the first meal of the day is, that is your breakfast. That's literally the meaning of it. Break fast. You're breaking your fast. So whether it be 8 o'clock in the morning or whether it be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, guess what? It's still breakfast. So if it's still breakfast, you should not start it off with section number 3. You should start yourself off with a savory breakfast. Sections 1 and 2. I don't care what time of the day is your breakfast. I eat once a day. But drink a lot of percent. What the heck's a lot of percent? 14-1 breast, 1 spinach with olive on it. I will walk after eat, tea like cinnamon before bed. Okay, great, Mauricio. Fantastic. Thank you. You're quite welcome, Joey. Are beans good for you? If so, which ones just got on your channel? Yeah, we talk about beans right here. Beans are fantastic for you. Beans are fantastic. Beans are resistant starch. So if you're suffering from high blood sugar, beans are going to be one of your best friends. They're going to be one of your best. Starting your day off with a savory breakfast is going to be one of your best friends. And also eating beans is going to be one of your best friends as well. We're talking about real, whole, unprocessed beans. Not like beans with a whole bunch of oil and junk and all kinds of stuff. We're talking about beans that you make yourself. Those beans. Red beans, black beans, navy beans, garbanzo beans. Those are great. What's the code? The code is ESCAPE. ESCAPE. is the code. You ready to escape? Use that discount code. Escape. Laugh out loud. Sugar-free Jell-O is the bomb. Yeah. Sugar-free Jell-O could be the bomb to your taste buds. Here's the thing about sugar-free Jell-O. Your taste buds are gonna freaking love it. I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to the rest of your body, now that's a different story. You talk about the bomb, yeah. It's gonna light off a bomb right inside of your gut, your gut microbiome. It's called artificial sweeteners. You put artificial sweeteners into your bacteria, into your gut, you're basically just lighting a bomb. Boom. Because artificial stuff doesn't go inside of a real body. I don't know if you know that, but you don't put anything artificial inside of a real body. You wouldn't put artificial sugar into your gas tank. So real gas, it's got a real engine. Don't put artificial sugar in it. Don't put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. That's what artificial sugar is, diesel fuel. Bro, bananas always spike my blood sugar. They're going to spike anybody's blood sugar level. Here's the thing, though. You can have bananas. Those are higher glycemic index fruits. I don't recommend you eat a banana by itself. Never eat a banana naked. Always, and I mean always, have some clothing in your stomach. So a banana is not a good snack. You'd be like, hey, well, what's a good snack? A banana? No, that's a terrible snack. Terrible. Just like a mango, that's a terrible snack. Eating fruit by itself is a terrible snack. Put some clothing on the fruit first, aka sections 1, sections 2. Have that in your stomach first, then you can have some fruit. Banana included. Coconut milk, good too, right? Yeah, coconut milk is good. Just make sure it's a higher quality coconut milk, because there's some trash coconut milks out there too. Just like trash anything. But coconut milk is good. Yerba mate extract is your friend. If that works for you, fantastic. That works for you, fantastic. Use it as it's a supplement. I use it as well, I don't use it, but other people use it as a supplement. They use it as a tool. Let's say that. A lot of people say it's not a supplement, it's a nutraceutical. Okay. At the end of the day, we'll use it as a tool. We'll say that. It's not the end all be all. What's the end all be all is right here. It's this clean eating plate. It's what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. Diet juices or drink. No, anything diet is going to go in the crap category. Anything Diet Coke, Coke Zero, anything diet is going to go into the crap category. Anything zero, yeah, all of that, the crap category. Coffee is starved. Yeah, coffee is starved because it's not the coffee, it's what you put in the coffee. You're putting a bunch of crap in the coffee. All the creamers, all of the sugars, all of the artificial sugars. That's the problem. That's why it started. When is the game? When is the game, referee? When is the game or referee? When is the? Oh, my game. My first game is on Monday. Monday night is my first game. Right, high school basketball. It's basketball season. Told you I love refereeing basketball because the crowd is going crazy. It helps me work on my stress management. Right, I told you when the crowd is going crazy, I know that I can't control the crowd. When they say, ref, you suck, I can't control that. So it only makes me stronger. Makes me more resilient. If you can be a referee, man, you're a resilient son of a gun. Because the crowd is relentless. Is yogurt a good source of probiotics? No, it's not. It's because it's dairy. We don't do dairy. I love Splenda. If you love Splenda, we'll need you to switch gears, man, because Splenda doesn't love you, though. Be brave, be you. You may love Splenda, but I can guarantee you it doesn't love you. So if you can be brave and you can be you, you can kick that Splendor to the curb. Be brave. Be you. Switch it over. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those three. Stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. Be brave, boss. Crystal Light and ginger ale. No. That's artificial sugar as well. It's artificial sugar as well. That's going to go in the crap category. Crystal Light and ginger ale. And or ginger ale. Both. Ginger ale is just straight up sugar. If you look on the back and you really see how much sugar is in a ginger ale, you'll be like, yo, plain yogurt, no, that's going to go, that's dairy. No dairy. Your fruits are kiwi. Kiwi's a great fruit. Raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, kiwis, peaches, pears, oranges. These are lower glycemic index fruits. Some are, some are low, some are middle. You want to stick to the low to the middle glycemic index fruits. You start getting into the high glycemic index fruits, things like bananas, grapes. Somebody asked about, I saw grapes, strawberries. Strawberries are low glycemic, but mangoes, watermelon, woo! You know what I'm saying? How many times a day should a diabetic eat? As minimally as possible. All right? You only eat what it's called, you use intuitive eating. You use intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is being mindful. That's called listening to your body. So if your body's telling you to eat once a day, eat once. If your body's telling you to eat twice that day, eat twice. If your body's telling you to eat 3 times that day, eat 3 times. But probably no more than that. We ain't eating 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 meals a day. That's ludicrous. Just gonna put yourself on a blood sugar roller coaster. But you want to eat as minimally as possible. So whether it's 1 meal or 2 meals, preferably 2 meals. That would be a great start. I don't recommend 1 meal. 2 meals. I hate sweet and low. Yep. How about aspartame? Again, same thing. That's an artificial sugar. That's crap. It's got aspartame, sucralose. This is all stuff that goes in the Diet Cokes. All the stuff that goes in the Coke Zeros. This is all of that, man. This is all of that. Is turkey bacon clean eating? No, it's not. Turkey bacon is going to go in the crap category. Turkey bacon is a group 1 carcinogen, so no, it's going to go in the crap category. Just joining, can you actually go over and your clean eating plate? Yeah, clean. The quick one is fill your plate like this: 50% non-starchy veggies, 25% proteins and fats. What kind of non-starchy veggies? Things like onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, avocados. I mean, not avocados. That's a fat. So mushrooms, onions, asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli. There's a whole list of these things. Put non-starchy veggies in the list. You'll see it. Proteins and fats. Leaner sources of protein. Chicken, turkey, eggs, steak, tofu, tempeh, fish. These are leaner sources of protein. What's not lean is things like sausages and turkey bacon, like someone was asking. What about turkey bacon? No. Turkey bacon is not clean eating. That's a group 1 carcinogen. All deli meats, processed meats are group 1 carcinogens. And trust me, folks, you do not want to eat a group 1 carcinogen. Okay, fats, healthy fats, avocados, nuts, and seeds. Only 3 approved oil: avocado, coconut, olive. These are healthy fats. What's not a healthy fat is dairy. Cottage cheese, that's not a healthy fat. Why? Because it's dairy. Dairy is ultra inflammatory. Okay, you don't want dairy, and then it's just a whole bunch of stuff with dairy. A lot of problems. And finally, section 3. Eat your carbohydrates. Just obey this very specific rule. You can go down on the carbs, but you can't go up. Get yourself a clean eating plate. Get yourself one of these. It'll change your life. Change your life. Look at that. Makes your life so simple. Go get yourself a clean eating plate. What about stevia? Stevia is great. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Am I a doctor? You see right here? You see here's what I am right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Certified Holistic Nutritionist and Health Coach. That's what I am. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. But what are good drink options? Well, water, of course. Water is going to be your main one. Herbal tea is going to be another one. You can do flavored water, right? Infused water. You can infuse water with fruit. If you love fruit, take some of your favorite fruit and infuse it. Things like oranges, things like cucumbers, things like mint. This is great drinking options. But if you just say, listen, I want something like a much better option than drinking a soda. If you want a much better option than drinking a soda, now I'm not saying drink them all the time, but I am saying this is a better option than drinking a soda. And it's Olipop and Poppy. An Olipop and a Poppy. Those are better options. Coffee, you can do coffee, right? But don't go crazy with the coffee. Can we talk? Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want. That's 90s stuff. But anyhow, you can book a call. If you go to my page here, you can book a call. You can book a call in my profile. You can book you can book a blood sugar mastery call. Just click on there, and you'll see where to book a call. It's all linked in my bio. Discuss coffee, man. We went over coffee like a bunch of times. Who wants to go over coffee again? Because there's a lot of people want to know about coffee. You want to know about coffee? Put a me in the chat because I've gone over coffee a lot. Maybe we got some new folks in, but put a me in the chat if you want to know more about coffee. So we've been going at the coffee thing. We've been beating it up. One meal, 2 days. Okay. Grits or oatmeal, neither one. Those are both grits and oatmeal are gonna be out. They didn't make the cut, damn it. You ever see Tiger Woods when he played in the game of golf? Like, Tiger didn't make the cut. This go right. He didn't make the cut. For my golf heads. Grits and oatmeal are not gonna make the cut. Especially in the morning. You eat grits and oatmeal in the morning, it's gonna raise your blood sugar real high. Real high. Can you eat oatmeal? Yeah, you can. You just got to be super strategic with it. Super strategic. Best replacement for sugar, stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. Those are the three, stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. Cottage cheese is, in fact, a healthy, laugh my ass off, loss of vitamin D and protein. Okay, well, you eat cottage cheese and you feel that if you love dairy, eat it. But I'm going to tell you, it's not your friend. I'm not going to go back and forth with you with dairy, but I'm going to tell you it's not your friend. But if you want it, knock yourself the hell out with it. Raw sugar good for you? Nope. Sugar. Doesn't matter if it's raw sugar or what. Doesn't matter if it's coconut sugar. Sugar is sugar. What about unsweetened ice? If you want to know more about, if you keep going with the cottage cheese, if you want to know more about cottage cheese, this will put all the cottage cheese and all that stuff to debate to an end. Okay. Utterly, let me see if I can find a good spot for it. I'm gonna put it right here. Utterly amazing. You watch that. You can pull it up anywhere. You watch that. And then you come back and you say, we're gonna talk, then let's have another conversation about cottage cheese. But until you watch that, we got nothing to talk about. You watch this 80-minute lecture, they're gonna break down dairy into you in such a way that you never thought possible. Like, whoa, that's what dairy really is? That's what cottage cheese really is? That's what it's really doing to my body? Wow. The gentleman who's putting it on, his name's Walter Veith. He's a zoologist. So he knows a zoologist. So he knows a thing or two about animals. Okay, he knows a thing or two about animals and dairy and milk. Utterly amazing. You're quite welcome. What food are good to reduce LDL levels? These same foods. The same foods. Same foods. Same foods that are reducing the blood sugar, same ones that are reducing the LDL. Same foods. Real whole unprocessed foods. What about what's about mousse sweeteners with stevia and soda, Zivy? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what's good about sweetened with stevia. I don't know what you mean. I can't make out the question. Half and half in coffee. Nope. Dairy. Cranberry juice. No, you don't juice fruits. You don't juice fruit. You can juice vegetables, but you don't juice fruit. Should I take more metformin? I can't tell you to take metformin or not. That's between you and your doctor. But what I can tell you should always be your lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, we can talk about it. I think metformin is very, very important if you need it. But most people don't need it. I think all medication is very, very important if you need it. But most people don't need it. Here's what most people need to do, Faith, Active, and Energy. Here's what most people need to do. They need to start clean eating. They need to prescribe themselves the real medicine because the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. So I can't tell you to take your metformin or not. All I can tell you is you show up and you do the work. Say like if you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, we're going to prove to you it's just all about the food. That's the point of the challenge. The challenge is going to prove to you this whole time that you've been battling with your blood sugar, it's going to be an eye-opening experience. After 14 days, you're going to realize the whole time, damn, it really was just the food. Metformin didn't cause you to be insulin resistant. It was the food. It was the food. It was the food. It was your lifestyle. It was not getting enough sleep. It was drinking too much alcohol. It was not managing your stress, and it was because you were not moving your body. So I can't tell you to take your metformin or not, but I can tell you it should be lifestyle first, medication second. If you want to know more about, if you want to make some serious lifestyle changes, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where we're going to break down this formula for you. We're going to map it out for you. All you got to do is show up and do the work. We're getting ready to get out of here in 20 minutes. So if you want to use that discount code, now's the time to use it. It's escape. What are you escaping? You're escaping that bottomless pit of more and more medication. That's what you're escaping. Use that discount code escape. Join the challenge. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What type of carbs? Well, clean, whole, unprocessed carbs as much as you possibly can. Complex carbohydrates, rice, potatoes, sweet, all kind of potatoes, right? Whatever kind of rice. So whether it's preferably you do the brown rice and black rice, but at the end of the day, as long as you're obeying these rules, you can have whatever kind of carbohydrates that you love. Just obey the rules. But those are the carbs. Complex carbohydrates, not the junky carbohydrates, not the refined carbs like whole Twinkies and Ding Dongs and Little Debbie snack cakes. That's not the kind of carbs you want to be eating. You don't want to be eating Takis. You don't want to be eating Doritos. You don't want to be going to Subway and they're like, hey, well, what kind of bread do you want? Let me get the what are the breads at Subway? Let me get the what did I used to get? Honey oat. Let me get the honey oat bread. Stay away from that stuff. That's what we're talking about. Me. All right. Yeah. Best breads to eat. Ezekiel bread is going to be your best option. Prefer you not do the bread at all, but if you do the bread, you say, you know what, I'm going to do some bread. Because if you got high blood sugar, one thing you want to play around with is bread. Play around with it. We talked about bread, right? Ezekiel bread is going to be your better option. Prefer you not do the bread. Let me say that. Prefer you not do the bread, little star. But if you do, make sure it's Ezekiel bread. How do I make pizza healthy? By using a cauliflower crust. By using somebody said they work night shifts too. Yeah. By using a cauliflower crust. Instead of the regular traditional crust, use the cauliflower crust. Let me sit down because it's the last 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes here. Let me sit down because I've been standing up for a while. We went over the clean eating plate. Let me bring this back down. Hold on. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I promise you, your life's never going to look the same. Your blood sugar never going to look the same. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. What can I add in my coffee? Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Sesame oil is going to be a no. If it's not, so let's go back to the sweeteners one more time. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3 sweeteners. The 3 oils: avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't olive, throw it out. Those are the 3. I love steak, lamb, and other red meat. Is it okay? The percentages, right? You can have whatever kind. We talked about that up here. So that works for you. Fantastic. Just make sure you're doing the percentages. Paying attention to the percentages up here. But yeah, that's fine. Is creatine good to take before workouts? It is amazing to take before workouts. Creatine. Yes, it is. I take creatine every day. As a matter of fact, I got to order some new ones because I just ran out of my creatine. Thank you for reminding me. Are there any chips to eat? Type 2 diabetics working midnights and days, it turns into 12 hours a day. Preferably, you want to stay away from the chips, but here's the thing. You can eat the chips, but it's got to be, you got to use a Yuka. If you ever use Yuka, Y-U-K-A, you use that every time you go to the grocery store. Yuka, Y-U-K-A. It will tell you the best option. It will give you the best option of food. I mean, the best option where if you're talking about chips, prefer you not do the chips. I'm talking about blood sugar is concerned, but make sure you use the Yuka app. Exercise is very important. The prescription is this. Here's the prescription in exercise. It is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. That's the prescription in exercise. Let's see. A lot of questions, folks. I'm going to try to get to them all. What about pasta? Again, it's the same thing with pasta. You can have pasta, but you just got to make sure you're obeying the specific rule. If you were here earlier, we talked about pasta. There's a rule that you got to obey when it comes to this clean eating plate. Get yourself a clean eating plate. Put your pasta right here. Put your pasta in that section. No more than that, right? No more than that. Is daily walking enough for moving? If so, for how long? And daily walking is good, but here's the thing that you want to do. You want to make sure it's moderate intensive movement. Moderate intensive movement means that if you're out on a walk, that means that you can talk, but you can't sing. If you're out on a walk and you can sing, like if you're Whitney Houston or like, ooh, ah, you can sing like that, that means you ain't working out hard enough. So you want that little gray area. You know that little gray area between singing and talking? That's moderate intensive movement. And then you want to add some strength training in there. A couple of days a week of strength training. It can be just working out at your house, doing calisthenics, putting on a workout DVD on the TV, and doing push-ups and sit-ups, and that's strength training. Pull-ups, squats. You know what I mean? That's strength training. You can do that all at the house. You don't even need weights for that. Cause I know carbs can be a little be the killer when it comes to diabetes. Yeah, they can be. They can be until you learn how to eat them. Until you learn how to eat them, like we talked about over here, they are going to be the enemy. Until you learn how to eat them. When you learn how to eat them, when you change your relationship with them, they won't be the enemy anymore. As a matter of fact, you won't even crave them like that anymore. When you change your relationship with them, you hang out with me in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How your body handles carbs is going to be totally different. That relationship is going to totally change. That 14 with the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Usually it takes about 5 to 7 days. About 5 on day 5, day 6, day 7, when you start to notice your relationship with sweets, noticing your relationship with craving carbs is starting to diminish. That's on day 5 to day 7, somewhere around there. If you want to join that challenge, if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, where you say, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready for change. Use that discount code ESCAPE. The challenge is linked in my bios. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. That is where the challenge is linked. It's linked in my bio if you want to learn more. Use that discount code ESCAPE. $79 to join the 14-day challenge. When you use that discount code, it is a nutrition blueprint. Show up, do the work, get the results. That's it. That's how it goes. What about sourdough? Nope. Sourdough is going to be contrary to popular belief. Sourdough is just going to raise your blood sugar. That's all it's going to do. It's just going to raise your blood sugar. Yeah, it's got probiotics in there for your gut bugs. But at the end of the day, prebiotics. At the end of the day, it's just going to raise your blood sugar because all it is white bread at the end of the day. Sourdough bread. So don't be fooled by that. It's sourdough bread, especially when it comes to blood sugar. Keto diet good for diabetes. I don't recommend keto because I know how hard it is, not really that sustainable for most people. If it works for you, fantastic. But for most people, it doesn't work for keto. But if it works for you, fantastic. Knock yourself out. What about creamer? Because I know that's dairy, and that's a no-no. That's a correct. No creamer. You want to do a creamer? Do like a coconut creamer. Do a coconut creamer. Do an almond creamer. It's a lot better. What about agave? Agave is going to be a no-go. All right, it's just liquid sugar. You want to know a cool fact, a fun fact about agave? Agave is actually sweeter than sugar. The ratio is 50-50, right? 50% glucose, 50% fructose. That makes up sugar. 50-50. Fructose is the sweet stuff, by the way. But in agave, the sweet stuff is more. It's 55% fructose, 45% glucose. So what does that mean? That means that agave is sweeter than sugar. There's a lot of things that are sweeter than sugar, and agave being one of them. Well, agave is going to be a no-go. Honey is going to be a no-go. Avocado oil is going to be a yes. Avocado, coconut, olive. Those are the 3 oils. Avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't olive, the day that the trash guy comes out, the trash man comes out, the trash pickup, the day they come out, you put that other oil out there with it. So if it's peanut oil, if it's grapeseed oil, if it's canola oil, you put it out there and let the trash man take it away. Because that's what it is. Those are industrial seed oils. How many tacos can we eat or should eat? Oh, that's a loaded question, right? It's a loaded question. Hey, what kind of tacos are you eating? And what kind of bread is it on? And that's a loaded question. So it depends. That's the only the answer. Grass-fed butter, it doesn't matter, right? Butter is butter. Still dairy. Grass-fed or not. Can I book a 14-day challenge after I talk to you on the call I scheduled with you? Yes, you can. You can, but yeah, we book a call. That'd be great. Book a call. We'll talk about it. You want to sign up for the challenge then? Fantastic. But for those folks who are ready to sign up for the challenge right now, they want to use that discount code ESCAPE. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You can join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What weights can you do? I'm 6'3" to 70. Well, you can do any kind of weights, right? If you're comfortable with the weights, get in there and hit the weights. Resistance training, right? Free weights, bench. You can do body weights. Let's just say you're not used to working out. You don't hit the weights. You can start off with body weights, like I was saying before. You can do one called, what the heck is it called? There's a couple of you, I can't think of it right now. But there's some I work out with. All right, if I don't feel like going to the gym nowadays, I'm working out at the house. Body weight movement. Fasting. Fasting is great if you know how to use it. Start off with a 12-hour fast. Then go to 13 hours. Then go to 14 hours a week after that. 16 hours, 15, 16 hours. That's how you fast. Don't start off fasting. If you're insulin resistant, don't start off fasting like, yo, I'm insulin resistant, so I'm gonna just go into fasting right away. No, ease yourself into fasting. Start off with 12 hours. Train your body to fast. So if you're not used to fasting, and then you go 16 hours, you try to go 16 hours without eating, you're gonna be struggling. It's kind of like trying to run a marathon without training. Would you ever try to run a marathon without training? No. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make that 26.2 miles if you ain't trained for it. I promise you, you're not. Brisk walking, absolutely. Yep, brisk walking. To make it easier for me, I don't buy anything in the center of the store, only in the outside. That's good. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb. That's a good rule of thumb. Mostly stick to that mostly, but there are some things you got to go in and get. Like you got to go in and get some beans. If you're a coffee drinker, remember I told you it's not the coffee that's bad, it's the stuff that you put in the coffee that's bad. Right? So yeah, but mainly you're exactly right. You want to stay on the perimeter. That's where all the goodies are. Can you eat Ezekiel's cinnamon raisin bread as a snack? No, you cannot. Cinnamon, that's going to spike your blood sugar high. If you want a snack, you do a savory snack. You don't do a sweet snack. You do a savory snack and not a sweet snack. What about fermented foods like kimchi? Amazing. Sauerkraut, amazing. Those are called probiotics. Those are amazing. Eat those up. Eat your fermented foods. Kimchi, like I said, sauerkraut, things like that. Those are great prebiotics. When people are going to say, well, what about the dairy ones? What about what about dairy? What about things like that for probiotics? I'm like, no, it's dairy. Okay? It's dairy at the end of the day. Hey, I worry for hubby. He was on metformin. He changed to insulin. It's dropping the sugar too much. No, yeah. Here's the thing. You go, and I feel for your husband. But here's the thing. When it comes to these changes that I'm talking about, you can't do it for him. It's the only medication that he has to prescribe to himself. It's the only one. It's called lifestyle medicine. With his clean eating plate, stress management, activity, eating, it's predominantly what he's eating, and then effective sleep. These are the only areas that he can prescribe to himself. So the doctor can't prescribe it. You can't prescribe it. Only person that can do it is him. When he does that, things will change. But until then, all you can do is support him in the best way you can. Love him. Say, hey, husband, I love you. I love you, hubby, but I wish you'd change. That's what you say in your head. But they're going to change when it's ready. He's going to change when he's ready. Yucca? That's probably what Eric. You can for Yucca. YUKA. Trash pickup tomorrow. That's a good one. What can help my sugar cravings worse than drugs? Well, start off with a savory breakfast and get yourself something bitter. Dark chocolate, green apples, lemons or limes. Whenever you have a sugar craving, have that instead. Cranberry juice good for you or for UTI? Cranberry juice is UTI is not my thing. We're talking about blood sugar. For your blood sugar, no. UTI, that's not my area of expertise. What do you drink? What do you think about keto breads, tortillas, where they have zero carbs? Again, those are better options. It's still processed at the end of the day. You want to try to limit those as much as you possibly can. Right? Limit the breads as much as you possibly can. Where do you sign up? All breads. Here's where you sign up. Here's where you sign up. Somebody just signed up for the challenge. Shout out to them. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. Here's where you sign up, folks, for this 14-day challenge. We're going to get you outside of your comfort zone, but you're going to be so thankful for it that you got outside of your comfort zone. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. Here's where all the goodies are. There's a lot of goodies on my page, folks. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day challenge. 14-day challenge is here. You can book a call as well. You want to book a call, you book a call. Here it is. 14-day challenge is for those people who are ready for serious change. For the people who have said that, listen, I need a nutrition blueprint. I don't know what to eat. My blood sugar has been high for many years. I need help. Please help me. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. How? Through the power of this little thing called clean eating. That's how we're going to help you. It is a 14-day blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, which over 300 people have done, you will get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster, which many people have done. People have been taken off their medication by their doctor in 14 days. I can't take you off your medication because I'm not a doctor. But I can tell you how to eat, though. I can tell you how to eat for your blood sugar. I can show you that. And it starts with eating real food. There it is right here. It's $99 to join that 14-day challenge, folks. But if you use that live discount code, we're getting ready to get out of here in a minute. Use that live discount code. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. With the discount code ESCAPE. That's the discount code, ESCAPE. Because you're going to escape the bottomless pit of more and more and more and more medication. Don't you want to escape that pit? I know you do. I know deep down inside, you want to escape that bottomless pit of more and more metformins and Manjaros and glipicides. I know deep down, you may not say it. You may not say it. Your actions may not show it. But deep down inside, you say, I really want to get off of this stuff. I really want to get my life back. I really want to kick these meds. But here's the thing. If you want off the meds, you've got to ditch the someday and step out of your comfort zone. You've got to ditch saying, someday I'm going to do it. Someday I'm going to get out. Someday I'm going to do it. Like I told you earlier, someday doesn't always come. For some people, someday doesn't come. For some people, some days doesn't come. Here's the thing, though. Everything that you want and don't have, you want to know where it is? Seriously, this is like the illest thing I'm going to say to you all day. I've been saying some ill stuff, but this is the illest one. Everything that you want, what is it that you want? Oh, to get off the medication, right? Get your life back. To stop being hungry. You're constantly hungry. You don't want to do that anymore. You're tired of all that. Here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do something hard. You're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. Because everything that you want and you don't have it, you want to know where it is? It's outside of your comfort zone. That's where it is. So if you step out, everything that you want is right there. If you step outside of your comfort zone, everything that you want is right there. And you might say, Kelley, wow, that's easy for you to say. It's not easy. It's not easy to step outside of my comfort zone. I love my Ho-Ho Twinkies. I love my Ding Dongs. I love sitting on the couch watching freaking Netflix, binge watching. I love it. Why do you love it? It's because it's easier. It's easier to do that and take a bunch of medications. It's easy to do that, right? But here's the thing. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish it was easy to reverse diabetes, because it's not. Wish that you were better. Don't wish for the wind to blow in your direction. Wish for the wisdom to learn how to set a better sail. So no matter which way the wind blows, you still make it to your destination. And if you're ready to arrive at a brand new destination, I want you to use that discount code ESCAPE. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And in 2 weeks, in as little as 2 weeks, you're going to arrive at a brand new destination. So here's the thing, folks. I'm going to leave y'all with this. You see, when we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.